your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Oh, okay. Mic's on. EDC Squirrel here. How's everybody doing? Ready for another unboxing? Oh my god, this is probably going to be one of the biggest, probably the biggest, I don't know, unboxing yet. Partially because I've got a special guest today that's going to be doing some unboxing as well. So it's not just going to be my stuff. Well, maybe it might be my stuff, but we'll see. But got plenty to unbox. I don't know how it's going to be next week because this is probably the last big haul I'm going to have coming in for various reasons. About 99% of it monetary. But at least we get to enjoy a good deal of unboxing today. So strap in, grab yourself a coffee, which I probably should have grabbed more. And then we'll get started. So give me just 1 minute. Let me make sure everything is set the way it's supposed to be. Hopefully you guys can hear me without an issue. We got the cam up. Everything looks good. That's the wrong screen. Let me move that over. Okay, that's a little better. Now I can see better. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay, so normally I like starting with like the soft packages. And oh, hold on a second. Thought there was a way to fix. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. There we go. Okay, so normally I like starting with the soft packages like these, but I want to start with this particular box because there's something special in here I have been waiting probably a little too long for. And this one is from Appalachia Freeze-Dried Knives. And you'll see in a moment. Let's get this thing open. Let's get this started because we've got a lot of boxes to go through. And this is otherwise going to take for frickin' ever. So, let's open this up. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy watching. This has just been a absolutely fun thing to do. And I've been enjoying every moment. Unfortunately, I know it won't last forever because I've got way too much stuff. We've got a thank you sticker from Appalachia Freeze Dried. And a little note I can't really show, but hey, buddy, thank you so much for all the support. Enjoy. Appreciate it. And, okay. Let me toss that on the ground. I should have grabbed the garbage can. Whoa, he packed this really well. And in another bag. Okay, so he's making a game out of this one. Let's make sure I don't cut anything by accident. Like myself. This is what we got. Oh, this is going to be delicious. Okay, so one of the things that Appalachia Freeze-Dried Knives does is they freeze dry candies and things like that. And when I saw this, I could not help myself. Had to pick that up immediately. It is a freeze-dried. You know, if I understand this right, it said ice cream, but from the looks of it, it's a freeze-dried ice cream, mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. And oh my god, I wanted one so bad. I actually didn't know it was an ice cream sandwich. I thought it was just gonna be like cubes of ice cream. But I'm perfectly fine with this. I think I won the auction for this for like $4. Totally worth it. I'll probably be munching on this throughout the show. Another reason why I wanted to open this one right away because yum. And let's see. I did pick up something else from him, and in order to get a pretty good deal on the shipping, because it was kind of weird to have him ship just a really light thing of ice cream for quite a few bucks. And we got a knife because obviously he sells knives. And let me go get the garbage can real quick. Yep, girlfriend just nabbed my ice cream. Okay, got the garbage can because I realized I forgot the garbage can. And I'm feeling we're going to need it and then some. Because there's going to be a lot here. Okay. So what we got here, I am a big fan, when it comes to digital knives, I'm a big fan of what they call doctor's knives. And the reason why is because I love their shape. They're very easy to carry because of that shape. And I just find them to be really neat and unique. This one is made by Frost Cutlery. And it's a doctor's knife. They all have a relatively similar shape. This one is a chainsawed bone. And you can see by the little burnt markings on this one why they call it a chainsaw. And, Frost Cutlery Steel Warrior. And the reason why they call this a doctor's knife is this could easily be carried in a shirt pocket. And you've got one blade. A lot of times they'll come in slightly different configurations. The most common you'll see will come with a single blade like this. It usually comes down to a clip point, sometimes a spear point, but usually a clip point. And then you'll usually see them with just the single blade. Sometimes you'll see them rarely with two blades, but more commonly you'll see them with this. And this, it's like a little, it's not sharp, so it's not a knife, but it's like a little spatula, little metal spatula. What they would use this for a lot of times was for either crushing pills or counting pills to put in medication bottles. And again, that's what they would use that for. And in an emergency, if they didn't have any of their other tools available, the knife could be used for surgical purposes. And you can, like I said, you crush pills with this, or a lot of times they'd use the butt end of this to crush pills and then count with that. And that's why they call these doctor's knives. Probably one of my favorite traditional patterns, simply because of the usefulness of the knife. The fact that, again, they're very easy to carry because they're not very bulky in the handle area. Absolutely beautiful chainsaw bone. And I don't know, I just fell in love with this shape. Just, again, super easy to carry, super easy to put in a pocket, a shirt pocket or whatever, and absolutely beautiful. But this was from Appalachian Knives, along with, oh, I'm surprised she didn't open the freeze-dried ice cream. Well, we're gonna, you know what, let's, I have to try it because it's there. Let's take another close look at that ice cream. It's not too often that I'll order food because I've had bad experiences with ordering food from online retailers that I'm not familiar with. I mean, the freeze-dried thing, not a problem. I ordered pickled eggs once because I've never had pickled eggs. Big mistake. I was not feeling well for a good few days. I was feeling bad for a few good days. So I'm never ordering pickled eggs again. Well, at least not from not from somebody I'm not familiar with. Freeze-dried stuff, however, I am totally down. Oh, that looks good. Really well packaged. They do this a lot, so yeah, it's an ice cream sandwich, freeze-dried, so it puffed up a little bit. That's why it looks like it exploded. Oh my god. Okay, this could be a problem. She's gonna grab me a plate. Give me a sec. Oh my god. We are not losing the food. Okay. I don't want to eat anything I wipe off this table because Lord knows what else I've had to do on this table. A plate. Thank you. Oh, you almost lost them again. Okay, so like I said, it's a freeze-dried mint chocolate chip. That looks good. It looks so weird. It looks so good. I'm gonna just take a bite out of this. It's like, how do I put this? It's like a crunchy mint chocolate ice cream cookie. Another bite. Yeah. It's so crunchy. Oh, I like it. But I like freeze-dried ice cream, so this shouldn't come as a surprise. Here, I'm going to hand this to my girlfriend so she can take a bite. I've got to wipe my hands off because some of that stuff still kind of melts in the hand, sort of, like a candy. You can't hear her, but what do you think? You might not be able to hear her.
It's very crunchy and dry.
Crunchy and dried.
Like melt.
Yeah, it melts in your mouth as soon as it gets in there. That's good.
Good.
I like it. I'm gonna get more stuff from him if I don't know when he has his shows normally and whatnot. I've only caught like, oh yeah, sure. Well, put it somewhere because I know I'm probably going to inhale during the show. But what was I going to say? Yeah, it seems like he's kind of sporadic in his shows because I've only really caught one show, although I do see him flit about a lot in other people's auctions. But hopefully I'll be able to catch another one. I'm going to buy some more candy. He usually has a shop that you can just buy straight from too. But that was good. Oh, I need a sip of water. Oh, tasty. Okay, so had to get that one out of the way because freeze-dried candies. Now, like I said before, normally I start with packages, so that's what we're going to do. I've got a bunch of packages. This was all from one order, but they sent them in a bunch of different envelope packages. This is all from DNL Gold and Silver. And I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 knives per. So let's go ahead and start with these. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not cutting into anything I don't want to cut into. And I don't know how he funds his things because he uses so many Ziploc bags. Oh, this was a set. Okay, what we've got here, you know, I'm just going to open them all because they're all from him anyway. And I'm sorry, DNL. I know I got these at a steal. I kind of feel a little guilty because one things I like doing, obviously, is I like supporting the small, you know, the small business. At the same time, I can't help but get, you know, go for the deals. And admittedly, sometimes I feel really guilty because I know for a fact that I did not pay a lot for these knives. I mean, a lot of these knives are inexpensive to begin with. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, many of these knives normally run anywhere from $10 upwards, maybe 25. And I doubt I paid over $5 for most of these, if not more. I don't think I ever went over 10. I don't believe I did. I could be wrong. My memory's kind of ass, but a lot of times on these especially, I don't think I spent a whole lot on these. Now we've got obviously a lot of traditional knives. There's gonna be a lot of traditional knives in this one. I think I do have some modern knives in here too. But what we have here, well, that bag's toast. Oh, sure, if you want to open them. We've got a big variety of little knives. And we're going to start off with a really pretty, now I think this was part of a set originally. This was a Remington Trapper. It's a mini trapper. So we've got a California clip point blade and a spay blade. Or actually, this looks almost more like a Warren clip. Now, some of these may be used. Oh, I'm already marking up my hands from the ink. Some of these may be users. I don't believe so. Hold on, where'd my cloth go? There we go. Because I've got so much ink on my hands. And it's a weird shape for a spay blade, but really nice mini trapper. Bone, you've got I believe, a duck motif etching on the blade with the R for Remington. These are generally 440 stainless steel, I believe. Yeah, really nice little tiny trapper. And then we've got here, now this one, I believe was called a sheriff's toothpick. I don't have too many toothpicks. It's an odd shape because it's not similar. It's a little different from other toothpicks that I've had before in terms of the handle. This one's a wooden handle, large bolster, clip point blade, single blade. But yeah, oh yeah, it says it right there. Sheriff's toothpick. Can get this to focus. There we go. Interesting little knife. And this is typically what a toothpick will look like. Now, I don't know who made this one. I believe this one's a Remington. But we've got a deer etching on a wooden handle. I don't know what kind of wood that is. And this is the typical shape you'll normally find a toothpick in, which is why this one surprised me and why I really wanted to pick this one up. They typically have this swoop to the handle and even to the blade itself. You got a large, well, not relatively large, California clip point. Yep, this is a Remington. California clip point blade. These are all slip joints so far, none of them locking. But this is what your typical toothpick would look like. And this is the sheriff's toothpick. I don't know who made the sheriff's toothpick, but I just thought that was really neat, and I liked the difference on this one. Morrigan, how you doing? You missed the notification. You were washing dishes. See what happens when we wash dishes? I unpacked the freeze-dried ice cream because I had to bite into it. It was a freeze-dried mint chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. Tasty. There's still plenty of it there. I'll probably be munching on it later. But here we go. So again, from DNL Gold and Silver, we got a sheriff's toothpick. We've got your typical toothpick. And yes, you know who Feed Me is, Morgan. There we go. We'll close these up. We'll look at the rest of what I got from DNL Gold and Silver. So we'll put these right there since they're all from the same place. Hold on, I gotta fix something real quick on the PC that I forgot to. There you go. I just wanted to mute any goofy dings and whatnot. I completely forgot about that. Next, again, these are all from DNL Gold and Silver. I'll put these over off to the edge so you know they're coming. This one is a work knife. I believe this one is also from Remington. We'll find out when we open up the blade. Or no, scratch that. This is an Uncle Henry. This is a lock blade. Is it a lock blade? No, that's not a lock blade. No, this is a slip joint. This is an Uncle Henry gun stock knife. And they call it a gun stock because of the particular, what do they call that? It's the type of etch they put on like gun stocks and handle, grips, stippling. The wooden stippling on the handle of the blade. So they call this a gun stock knife. It's a slip joint also. This one by Uncle Henry. You can see that right there. It's a little harder to read. And nice workman's knife. Most workman knives, I think, generally lock. I think you can interchange this with maybe a small hunter. I'm still learning a lot of the terminology for a lot of these knives. But it's a non-locking knife, a lanyard hole. Beautiful gun stock scales on this handle. One of the reasons why I really wanted to pick it up. Nice clip point blade. Not very long blade. Where did I put my... I had a tape measure and I just realized I might have thrown it somewhere. Not a very big blade. Oh, I have some on the mat. I always use the mat and I forget about it. This one is just under 3 inches long. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't like using this green one. It's all floppy. Pretty knife. I can't get over this gun stock handle. It's really cool. Give that a close. We're going to move on. We've got a lot of boxes, so I'm trying to be quick. This one is from Remington Cutlery. We've got a worm etched. I believe that's bone. I don't think that's wood. This one is a workman's knife. This one has a locking blade on it. Clip point blade. Looks like a stone-washed coating on it with nickel silver bolsters. I'm really starting to like this worm type etching through the bone and wood on a lot of these knives. Very pretty. We got the Remington cutlery badge there. An interesting stonewash blade as opposed to like the typical just naked blades that you see a lot. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Hope you're enjoying. Loving these workman lockbacks. These are really fun knives. And of course, it's a lockback, which meant I forgot to unlock it. This one, how long is that blade? This one's another one that I don't think I'll have an issue carrying around. This one's just under 3 inches. Really nice Remington. We're going through these quick because this is only the first real group of packages from D&L Gold and Silver that I picked up. This one is another another gun stock. This one's a trapper. We've got a gun stock trapper. Again, the stippling like you would see on a rifle stock. The trapper, we got a California clip blade. Wow, my tongue. And we got a spay blade. I don't know what kind of wood they use on these. Again, stainless steel. Probably 440A, 440C. I love these trappers. I'm really, really loving the gun stock knives because I love the wood grain. I love the stippling they have on there. It reminds me of my rifles. Another reason why I like them so much. And this one's I'm hesitant to call it a mini trapper, but I don't think it's a full-size trapper because this one's got blades that are under 3 inch. They're typically the same length for the spay and the clip point. But nice snap to this too. Good snap on the Remington. Got quite a few Remingtons now. This one is interesting. This one is a burnt. I'm thinking it's stag, if I recall. I might have to look this one up. This one is also a trapper. This one's from Uncle Henry. Don't have too many of these Uncle Henry ones. But I loved the look of this burnt bone and the feel. I know it's hard to have it come across on camera, but the feel of this is amazing. And I love that burnt bone look. We've got oh, this is different. Okay. We've got a Warncliffe blade. That's actually really nice. And then, I guess this is a clip point. Yes. Oh, this is a thick clip point. Normally, they're pretty thin in profile. That one's a thick one. And I was surprised to see the Warncliffe blade as opposed to the normal spay blade you'll see on a trapper. I don't know if they call these trappers because of that. Usually it's a clip point and a spay blade. Again, still learning on these. I don't know if they have a different name for this particular type of blade combination. I'm going to continue to call it a trapper. Mainly because it's 2 blades coming off from one side. Nice snap on this too. Beautiful. And we have its counterpart, also from Uncle Henry. This one is, oh, I forgot about this one. This one, first of all, does have a pocket clip. It's not reversible. You have a lanyard hole. You got a pocket clip for right hand. If you're left-handed, you're probably going to end up having to carry it weird. But this one has a liner lock and thumb studs. So we got single-handed operation on this one. Thick blade. Call that a spear point. You can call it a clip point, spear point. Actually, no, more like a drop point. Anyway, enough of that. We got dual thumb studs, liner lock, and that. Let's see how this locks up. That is solid. We don't have any movement on this. Yeah, where's Waylon? He's usually ready to jump up in here and provide me with info that I might be missing. We've got a little divot there. You know what the funny thing is? I see a divot on the blade. And usually when I see divots on the blade, that's really tiny. It's hard to see. Usually that means, well, first of all, it's oddly shaped. I'm wondering if somebody tested the hardness on that. Because a lot of times you'll see dimples on blades like that when somebody's testing the hardness. because you have something that presses down and creates a little dimple. But neat that I got one with a liner lock. I don't see these too often, especially when I'm going around the shows that sell a lot of traditional knives. So I don't even know. I'd say this is more like a modern take from a traditional knife company. Decent one-handed action. The liner lock is it's a cap. I don't know if they call that a captive liner lock. Yeah, it's a liner lock at least. Pretty stiff liner lock, makes it feel real secure. It's not a flippy knife, so I don't believe. A little. It's not the fastest, but smooth enough where I can flick that out with a thumb movement. Let me go ahead and real quick. I know we're still working on this one. We still got one more knife to go from DNL Gold. I'm going to add a little bit of pivot oil. I use KPL for all my knives. It's a little on the pricey side, but it lasts forever. I mean, you get so much of it, even in this small little bottle. And I can see why it doesn't move super smoothly like a lot of moderns do. Is it's working on bushings as opposed to bearings. So there is going to be a little friction there. But now that I've got some KPL in there, we'll work it in. I can already feel that's much smoother. Yeah, that's much smoother. Still not the fastest because of the bushings as opposed to the bearings, but that oil helps a lot. Really cool knife. That's definitely a carryable one. And we're looking at just under 2.5 inches for that blade. So if you guys have issues with blade length wherever you're at, this shouldn't, I would hope, be an issue. So that's really cool. Glad I picked that one up. And the last one from DNL Gold and Silver, unless we have another box hiding from them. This one is from Eagle Edge. And this is also a toothpick. Oh. This one is also a toothpick, but this one is, I don't have too many toothpicks. On this one, I think, on these boxes, I probably picked up quite a few. This one is an imitation tortoise shell from Eagle's Edge. Your typical toothpick, California clip point blade. What does it say? Kentucky something. I can't. Kentucky cutlery something. Eagle Edge. Not familiar with Eagle Edge. This one designed in USA, handcrafted in China, 440 stainless steel. Pretty imitation tortoise shell. Nice little badge too. I'm really liking these little toothpicks, mainly because they're so easy to carry. They're so tiny. My worry is I'd end up losing it really quick, only because they're so small. But that's really cool. Okay, so those were all from DNL Gold and Silver, from Whatnot. I'd say I made them rich, but I know I did not pay a lot for these knives. I almost feel bad. Almost. Let me put these off to the side. We're going to grab another package.
Before we do, Morgan wants to see something.
What? Oh, you mean everything?
She wants to steal the packages.
All the packages?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. No, there's still some information on some of those packages I haven't blocked out. We'll get to them, believe me. There's a pile. There's a pile, Morgan. Hey, Waylon, how you doing? All right, can you hand me one of the other soft packages? Just doesn't matter which one. There you go. Okay, like I said, we're starting with all the soft packages. Oh, I didn't even put these away. I'm gonna put these away here. I'm gonna have to put these in another box because these don't have boxes of their own. I'm not gonna be careful how I open these up. Okay, this one is from somebody I haven't purchased knives before up until now. This one is from a guy named, or at least his handle's named The Tune. I think he's also like a radio DJ. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. We've got two things from him here. Let's put that in garbage. All right. So we got a couple things from the tune. I might have another package from him as well. So thank you for your purchase. You are welcome. Thank you for the knives or whatever this is, because it's, I don't know if this is a knife. I've ordered so much stuff. Okay, this one's an Imperial. I've ordered so much stuff I can't remember half the stuff that comes in. Now, before you guys wonder about why I'm holding an auction tomorrow, and yes, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I will be holding an auction tomorrow to recoup some funds I lost due to unfortunate circumstances. And before you wonder why I'm holding an auction to raise money that I lost, all these purchases were made way before this thing happened. So it's not like I lost a ton of money and went shopping. No, I went shopping, and due to a mistake that I did, lost a lot of money. Now I'm holding an auction tomorrow. But anyway, we'll talk about that later in the stream. For now, I'm just focusing on the unboxing. So we've got this one, or these two from the tune. We'll start with the Imperial. This one's a Hunter's Classic Knife Collection. The Imperial is a company I am familiar with. I've got a few of their knives. They're made by Schrade. That name might be a little bit more familiar. We've got here, looks like an Imperial synthetic yellow. I believe it's synthetic. I'm pretty sure they are. Usually they are. Workman's knife. This one is not a lockback. This one is a slip joint. Pretty stiff in there. But a really basic knife. I like these knives. They call them workman knives, I believe, because they're simple. And they work. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them. It's a simple slip joint knife. You pull out when you need work done. It gets the job done. And there you go. Extremely inexpensive knives, but a lot of times, to me, real beautiful knives, especially in this case, this one is an inexpensive model with the synthetic sides. But you'll find a lot with really interesting handles, bone handles, stag handles, and the like. We've already opened a couple. I put a little oil in there because it is a little on the stiff side. It's got some good snap to it, though. And that helps a lot. One thing I'll probably end up doing, because I don't know, a lot of these knives are supposed to be new, and I'm not disputing that fact. But a lot of times, even from the factory, you'll get a lot of machine gunk or even metal shavings that get left that aren't always completely cleaned out. So one thing I like to do is I have another bottle of oil that I have for knives. It's Camilla oil, which is a food safe oil also. And I'll flush the inside. I forgot what they call this, the inside of the handle where the blade rests. But I'll usually flush that and take like either a toothpick or a little itty bitty brush and clean out this whatever you call it. And then I'll make sure I just apply some pivot oil. And I always wax my blades. I like to wax my blades as opposed to just oil them, because I use a paste wax and it sits a lot longer. It's still going to wear down when you use a knife like oil would, so you will need to apply it again. But I like paste wax because I feel it protects against corrosion a little better. And it also does one thing that a lot of oils don't do, and what it does is it'll also neutralize fingerprints. There's a lot of people, when they use their knife, they forget they'll leave fingerprints on the blade, and those fingerprints can actually lead to corrosion as well, even on stainless steel blades. So at the very least, I always suggest wiping down the blade when you're done using it. Make sure you remove any contaminants, any moisture, or whatever, and then I'll wax each and every one of them. But that's an Imperial Workman. Very simple knife. I love them because of their simplicity and the fact that they're just handy when you need them. Sodbuster Jr. is your favorite slip joint? Yeah, Sodbuster Jr. Some people would probably call this like a Sodbuster because that's what they call the case slip joints that have the single blade. So basically a type of Sodbuster. Your typical workhorse knife. Now this one, also from the tune, already on the box, says Hunter's Classic Knife Collection. I can't remember. Whoa, hello. This is why I love... Okay, I hate the fact that I have the memory of a mosquito. But at the same time, I love the fact that after I've made so many purchases, like I've made purchases and then they'll sit here until I do the unboxing stream. So these have been sitting here for like a week.
You don't remember what you bought.
Yeah, I don't remember what I bought.
It's like, oh, a surprise.
Yeah, I'll forget what I bought. And then when it comes to unboxing in these videos, it's like Christmas because it's like, oh, and then sometimes I'll remember. This one, you want to hold it? This is heavy. That's my girlfriend's hands. This one is, I believe they just call this a hunter. Some people I've heard them call it a deer hunter. I personally would probably bring my rifle to a deer hunt and not just try to stab it. But I mean, if you really want to be a manly man, go for it. Nice soft cloth. I don't think, who makes this? Oh, wow. What's this? Warning, sharp. Okay, well, I'll remember that. We have an NAHC Hunter's Classic Knife Collection Certificate of Authenticity. I really don't remember buying this one. I'm always surprised. Exactly, Morgan. I can't remember buying a knife that required or that included a certificate of authenticity on it. Or a neat little pouch. But this is, was there candy in there? Yeah, I feel something. Feel something. What's in there? Get out. There's, god damn it. Get it. Yeah. Non-edible candy. No, that's a plastic bag. Never mind. Okay, so that's nothing. That's garbage. We'll put that away. This is a Hunter slip joint, and it's big. I don't know. We have the NAHC Limited logo on the blade itself. And then we have, oh, North American Hunting Club. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't sure what the NAA, oh, well, it says right here on the box. Good grief. North American Hunting Club. Okay, that explains it. We got the badge right there. Burnt, again, the worm-like etchings on, I believe, would be bone. Slip joint, California clip point. This one's got a, what are we looking at here? A 4-inch blade. That's really cool. That is nice. I love the deep amber color, the burnt, the copperish bolsters, and the, or bronze. I don't know. I'm horrible with my metallic colors. And the badge on that. That is really cool. I've got to look this up because I'm surprised it comes with a certificate of authenticity. So I'm beginning to wonder about the rarity of these. Now, I can't imagine it's going to be a very expensive knife, but regardless, I'm wondering how normally easy it is to obtain these. I guess, I'm assuming you'd have to be a member to normally get one of these. So that is really, really cool. We're going to put that in the pouch. And I know I'm moving through these relatively quick, but we do have a lot to unbox. So both of these from the tune, really cool. That and then the Imperial. I'm so excited. This is like Christmas. Okay, I forgot I have another package right here. This one, oh, we'll save this because we've got a couple packages from that one. This one is from James Hounds, which I know I've made purchases and opened their packages on here before. And this one, and of course, I can't remember anything that I get, so probably it's going to be another traditional. Not that I'm disappointed about traditionals. I love traditionals. I thought I was going to have some modern knives in here, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I will. Trying to be careful. I didn't want to mess the box up. Okay. Oh, we've got a queen. Queens are nice. I put them probably roughly at similar level to case, depending on the queen. Queen has, you have some rather high-priced USA-made knives, and they do have a budget series of knives. And the budgets typically run similar to what Rough Riders do, whereas their premium USA handmade ones run roughly around the same as some case knives do, if not sometimes more. This one, ooh. What's this, candy? Is that candy? No, to what? I don't know what that is. It's a sticker. We got non-edible candy. And what we have, oh. This one was delayed. This one was supposed to be here last unboxing. And this one's a neat one. I've got to sneeze. I've got to hold on a second. Okay, that wasn't a sneeze. That was a sniffle. This one again by Queen Knives. This one is what they call melon tester. The only melon tester I currently have. I might have another one coming. Oh, you bought your X a membership to North American, Morgan? Well, there you go. This one's called a melon tester. You'll see why. The first one I have of its type. It is a slip joint blade. Really, really long blade. There's I've seen melon testers from other manufacturers like Rough Rider. Rough Rider has another one that's similar called Toad Sticker? That looks similar to this, except it comes to a very abrupt point. This one looks more like a spade blade. But you can guess why they call this a melon tester. You can cut yourself a nice sliver of melon with this thing. I mean, the blade on this guy is, we're looking at, I gotta open this up even more. The blade on this guy is just shy of 4.5 inches. But really neat knife. It's just a pattern I don't have I didn't get into up until now. Oh, those knives are members only. I figured. I kind of figured with the North American Hunter. This is cool. I saw this. It was going for a song, and surprisingly, because it's an auction, I didn't get fought on this, if I remember. So this one I got at a literal steal. I mean, it probably could have gotten me arrested. But beautiful, beautiful knife. We've got the Queen badge or shield. I think they call them shields. On one side, I believe this is a synthetic scaled handle. I don't think this is a red bone. Usually, you can usually tell because there's some imperfections in bone, and this one looks pretty solid. So I'm guessing it's a red synthetic handle. Nice coppery bolsters. 440. Oop, I can see some oil already in the pivot. So that one's well oiled. But really cool knife. Melon tester. Stick it in. Cut yourself a little, I don't know, whatever of melon. Test it, and then off you go. I just cut myself a slice. But that's really, this one's got some snap to it. I'm just trying to be careful. Don't want to lose a finger. There we go. That is a Queen Knives melon tester. We're going to put this right back in the box, and we are going to move on. We'll put that candy back in there. Speaking of candy, I want another bite of that freeze-dried ice cream. Okay, that's in there. If you want to hand me another soft one, not yeah. Do we have another? Oh wait, there's no on top of that back there. Okay, these are from. Okay, so we've got a few packages from this guy. This is Luke Guy. You're going to see his name pop up a number of times in this video. There's a good reason, which will come up later. But these are from Luke Guy. I've got 2 of these soft packages and a rather sizable box. We'll start with this one. I got to be careful with this one because there's a lot of soft. I can feel a lot of packing in this. I don't want to accidentally cut into something I don't want to be cutting into. Namely me. We've got... Is there an invoice in here? Wow, okay, that's a first. I don't even see an invoice. We got a lot of newspaper. I don't even know what this is. Got a lot of news. Oh! I think I know what this is. Rough Rider Highland. I'm going to take a wild guess because I don't order too many Highlands because I don't see them too often. Yeah, it's probably G10 Wayland. Are you're talking about the melon tester? Probably. Well, no. Usually G10 has a certain texture to it also. I'm going to guess it's some type of acrylic or something along those lines. Another type of plastic. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't think it's G10. G10's like a I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, okay, well, we'll move on. This one, I'm guessing, is going to be another doctor's knife. Or a doctor's knife. I'm right. Oh. I like the Highlands because they have this beautiful, like, black micarta. They have a black micarta scale. This neat little red accent that goes along is like a little liner on each side and along the bottom, and also even within, I think they call that a well now that I think about it. But this is also a doctor's knife. You can tell typically because of the shape. And this one just has the single blade. So there's no spatula, there's no second blade to it. And there's also a slip joint. I just love these knives. Again, I like them because of their shape. They're just so easy to carry, easy to slip in a shirt pocket or I have these, they're called slips. But if I want to throw something like this into a pocket, and it's a pocket that has coins or keys or things like that, these are pocket slips. I have a few different types. And what they are, they're just leather or thin leather pouches that you can slip your knife in. And you can throw this in your pocket, slip it into your pocket, and you don't have to worry about your keys or coins or whatever else in there scratching it up. But I always love these doctor's knives simply because they're so easy to carry. I love their look as well. Very useful blade, like a very utilitarian blade, useful for a whole range of different work, whatever you're doing really. We've got a drop point. Some might call it a spear point. I'm going to call it a drop point. You got the Red Rider badge on one side. Beautiful. I think I already have one of these. And no, they're mine. The doctor's knives are mine. Good snap on that. Oh, yeah. And for the slip pouch, it's so easy for them to slide in and disappear into the pouch and completely protected from anything that might be in your pocket. And then when you need it, give it a little squeeze. It comes right out. There you go. But this is a Highland Rough Rider. One of my favorite series because I think the Highlands just look really sleek. Very pretty knives. Am I putting this in? Yeah, I'm putting it the right way. It was floating around in there originally. So we'll just put that in there. And we've got another one from Luke Guy. Like I said, we're going to have a lot from this. This one's also packaged kind of floofy, as you can see. I'm going to try to be careful with this one. That didn't look very careful, I know. And here we've got all the newspaper again. At least they pack them safe. I'm making you want a doctor's knife? They're great little knives. They're just, I don't know how to explain it other than they're so compact. I love the thin profile. The single blade, sometimes you'll get them in a single blade, you'll get them in a double blade. I showed one earlier that had a spatula, which is why they were called one of the reasons why they were called doctor's knives. And I just think they're a very handy type of knife to keep around, and they're pretty discreet. Okay, we've got another one from Luke Guy. This one's an Imperial. Again, these are made by Schrade. Oh, this might make it to the auction because we have another workman's knife. This is the second one I got. I told you a lot of times I'll forget what I buy, and in some cases I'll accidentally buy a second knife, the same knife twice. However, I know why I have two of these, and it's not because I made a mistake. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because, again, I've already opened one of these. But the reason why I have a second one is a lot of times on Whatnot, they'll have giveaways. And some of those giveaways you can only enter if you've purchased something during the auction. Now, Imperial work knives like this tend to be pretty inexpensive. So I bought another one on one of his auctions in order to attempt to get into his buyer's giveaway and hopefully win big. I did not. But at least I got another workman's knife. And this one, yeah, this one's from Luke. This one, or one of them, actually, will probably make it into the auction that I'm holding tomorrow. So if you're interested in an Imperial / Schrade yellow synthetic workman knife, tomorrow might be your chance to grab one. So there you go. So we got another one that might make it into the auction that I hold tomorrow. Excuse me. Again, I'll explain all about the auction and why I'm holding it, because there's a specific reason. I never planned on selling anything. If I collect, it's because it's for my enjoyment. I don't plan on I never collect or purchase stuff strictly to sell. I'm doing it because I took a massive loss. But again, we'll get into details with that later on. There is one more package. I just noticed we have one more package that I haven't opened. It's in blue under one of the boxes. Yeah. I like starting with the packages and then finishing with the boxes. Okay, so it's a box within a package. It lied to me. Okay, this one is from Youth Rev 50. I think we've opened a package from him before in a previous unboxing. So here we go. This one from Youth Rev 50. And what we got here, like I said, is a box. And never open these things. Oh, there we go. If you're wondering about the knife that I'm using, it is a Kaiser Drop Bear utility knife. One of the handiest knives I've owned. I use it all the time. I actually use it more at home, though. I don't really carry it very often. Mainly because I know when it dulls and I have this at home, I can always easily replace the blade to it. If I'm out, unless I'm carrying extra blades, not so easy to replace. So yeah, this generally stays at home and I use my other knives when I'm out. Okay, this one, we've got another Rough Rider. Oh, I've been waiting for this. I already know this one. This one is the only one of its type that I have in my collection so far. This one's the Rough Rider Heavy Forge. This... Oh, we got some non-edible candy. Oh, is that a sticker? And we got a sticker. Put that back in there. The Heavy Forge series, they're kind of chonky Rough Riders. Chonkier than their typical Rough Riders, which is why they call it a Heavy Forge. You can already see this one's a thick boy compared to all the other Rough Riders that I've owned. He's been eaten. He's chunky. And the blades are chunky. You can see how thick the blade stock is on there. This one is a Stockman, meaning it's got 3 blades to it. We've got our clip point right there. And we'll move that off to the side. This is one that I'm afraid might get me. And we've got a smaller spay blade. Ooh, that almost did get me. And then we have what appears to be a Warncliffe on the backside. So this, like I said, is called this box here, the Rough Rider Heavy Forge. And you can see it's a very thick blade stock compared to, let me pull out the Rough Rider. The other Rough Rider. Typically, Rough Rider blades and a lot of traditional blades are roughly around this thickness you can see here. Relatively thin. Not super thin, but relatively thin. This one, by comparison, is almost twice as thick. So this one's a big chunker. And also body-wise, I know this is a Doctor, so they're going to be pretty thin anyway. But you can see how thick the body is on this heavy forge. We'll close this up before it catches me. I have these knives up. I'm going to end up stabbing myself. So you can see how thick and chunky this boy is. We've got the shield on the side. I believe this is a brown bone. No real etching on the bone itself. And it looks like oil, but it's not on these blades. Oh, there is some oil on the blades, but you notice these little these are actually etched on the blade. It looks like little lines or spots. And I don't know what it's supposed to represent. I think it's just supposed to make it look like it's been heavily hammered or forged. These little markings on each blade. It looks like oil to me until you look a lot closer at each blade. Like these lines, these spots. But they're actually etched in there or hammered in there. I don't know if they're etched or hammered. But I think it's supposed to represent that these have been heavily forged. Yeah, these are some thick blades. This is really cool. I saw this. Thankfully, there wasn't a lot of people in the auction when I went, if I remember correctly, and I was able to get this one at a steal also. I typically, when I hunt down auctions, I'm generally pretty careful about which ones I like to enter, and I know more often than not, I look for the ones that don't have too many people in it, because then I know I don't have too much competition to deal with. And that's another way I end up getting some of these knives at a really good steal. But this is an awesome Rough Rider. Very beautiful brown bone on this. That's gorgeous. And the blades are just neat. So we're going to put this one back in the box. And then we're going to move on. Because I've still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 smaller boxes. 1 honking big box. But no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. And a honking big box. And 2 other packages that are going to be super special. So technically, about 8 boxes. Because I can't math. So I'll put that back in there. And we are going to open up, technically, our first box. We've got this one. This is one. Actually, you know what? Give me that one. Because this wasn't that from Rev Aaron? I can't remember who that came from.
Yeah, Rev.
Okay, no, I was talking about the package I just opened up.
I don't know.
Oh, no, that was from Youth Rev. Okay, never mind. This one's from Rev Aaron 4. I've opened packages from him on the previous unboxings. And let's get this one opened up. Because what time? We're already at 1 hour in. And we still got a lot to go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. What do we have in here? Oh my God. That's the thing. Oh, I wonder if I won some giveaways on this one. Okay, hold on. Bubble wrap. Ugh. Oh, he wrote the prices on these now. I don't want anybody else knowing how much I spent. Now these, actually, now that I look at them, okay, we've got a Rough Rider box, which is always cool. I love Rough Rider.
Another Rough Rider.
Now we got another Imperial and another Imperial. So we got 2 Imperials, a Rough Rider. That box has seen better days.
Where are they from?
This one is from Rev Aaron. And we'll start off with the Imperials. Let's start off with the box that's already kind of open, the bigger one. We've got here, ooh, look at the butt on that guy. This one is another work knife, except this one's big. We've got black, I'd like to say synthetic, but I'm beginning to think this might be a black wood. I'm almost certain this is a black wood Imperial. I'm going to have to dig around and verify, but it is an Imperial, like the yellow synthetic, except much bigger. Again, a non-locking blade. This is a slip joint. Really good snap on that one. This one has a just under 4-inch. It actually looks like a 3 3/4 inch drop point blade on it. It's got some heft to it. That's a lot of steel on that spring. Thick handle. That is a workman's knife. Nice size on this guy. You got your typical Imperial shield on the side. And like I said, I believe this is a black wood, but I'm gonna have to dig and verify. This is a 22 long. There's a little, very little play on this one. I believe this one might have been a user. When I say might have been a user, sometimes I'll buy used knives, and knives that people have used, or old vintage knives. Although I haven't come across any in my latest unboxings, just because those could also be got out of steel. Just a hair bit of movement, otherwise not bad at all, but a really good snap and a really big blade. So we got one of those. This one's making it into my collection. This one's not going to go into the auction tomorrow because I do not have another one of this size. So that's pretty cool. This other Imperial 16T, I think T means it's going to be a trapper. And I love trappers. I love a lot of knives. I find that I'm starting to get really partial to very specific traditional knives. And for the most part, like I really enjoyed the cotton samplers that I got, and I really enjoyed various others. But I'm starting to lean more and more towards sodbusters or workman knives, doctor's knives, and trappers, mainly because of their utility and simplicity. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the scales are on this thing, but they're pretty. This one is like almost a red, or almost like a cranberry pearlescent. I don't know if it's coming across really well on the camera, but it's gorgeous. It reminds me of their cracked ice, which is a very pearly, she wants to hold it. It's a very pearly white scale. This one reminds me kind of like a cranberry, or
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know. It reminds me of some type of berry.
Marbling. And
Yeah.
very, very nice.
And this is a trapper.
Sexy.
So we got, it's very sexy. We've got 2 blades on this one. Your California clip point. Again, Imperial Schrade etched on this blade. And then we've got the spade blade. I don't know if there's anything on this one. No etching. But this one caught me by surprise, because that is an Absolutely gorgeous color. Wow. I forgot about this one. I'm going to have to shine that one up real good. But I love the color of this one.
Same one.
Yeah, the same one. This one, I'm trying to see if they've got any other model type. It just says IMP16T. So maybe I'll be able to get more information if I look that model number up. But beautiful blade. Okay, we're going to go on to the Rough Rider. This is an interesting box. Reason why this one's interesting is because it's Rough Rider spelled with an I. A lot of the Rough Riders you'll see are spelled with a Y. Originally, when they first started out, they were spelled with an I. And then I think due to copyright issues, they had to change the lettering. And then I think it was when they were acquired by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, SMKW. And so a lot of these that you'll see with an I tend to be older knives. This one is an older, not part, yeah, it's not part of their tortoise shell line, but it is an imitation tortoise shell doctor's knife. And it's one of the, like I said, it's one of their older ones because the badge is also much different. If you look, the shield or badge here, it has their horseshoe logo with R and R. On the tortoise shell series of the new Rough Riders or the newer Rough Riders, it's a tortoise shell shaped shield. And this is a doctor's knife. Now, this is one of those ones that you don't see all too often. This is a two-bladed doctor's knife as opposed to having a blade and a spatula. And we've got one longer drop point here. And their logo at the time was sharp tested, always ready. You see it on the blade there. Always ready. And then you got a smaller, I believe, smaller spear point, it looks like, or drop point again, as a second blade. Again, don't see these too often, especially on a doctor's. That's beautiful. Another keeper, because again, I love these doctor knives. I've explained that enough times on why. Good snap on that. Beautiful imitation tortoise shell. I love their tortoise shell. It just looks gorgeous to me. Nice and clean. We're going to put that away. And an older model, which I also find super interesting. Now, I don't know how old or when they changed the name exactly, like in terms of years. I just know that these are older, and I know they've been going for at least 30 years. And when it comes to making knives. Okay, we've got another box here. We're going to go right into this. This one is, you've heard this name a crap ton. Actually, hold on. Let's save this because I think I have other boxes. Can you hand me that smaller box? Right there. No, the one next to the, yes. This one is from RL Simp. Yeah, I've gotten stuff from him before here. This is from Cowbell Cutlery. Or that's his shop anyway. Really nice guy. I see him a lot in the auctions. He's always buying something if he's not selling something. But a really nice guy. They all have been really nice. In fact, the knife community just yesterday on Whatnot was holding a large fundraiser where there was more than a few of the bigger knife sellers on Whatnot, and they were holding a fundraiser for Alzheimer's. And I can't remember because I couldn't stay for the whole show, but I believe by the time I left, which was maybe a few hours in, they were over or close to $30,000 raised, and they were still going to be going for a good few hours. Because I think one of the knife sellers is like a chairman to one of those I don't know what you call it, charities. Okay, this one is cool. I've been waiting for this. I thought this one got delayed. This is another one that got delayed. This one made it to my state, and then for some odd reason got shipped off to Arizona. I think it went off to Arizona, and then it finally got back here and just made it. This was one that was supposed to be open last week. It just didn't get here. This one is also a Rough Rider, I believe. Yes. Rough Rider with a Y. And this is the only one that I've got called the Glow. Now, this is a series. They do have others that do this as well. But this one is a, like Waylon was saying, kind of like your Sodbuster or Workman knife. It's a non-locking. It is a slip joint. And oh, that's got a strong snap. This one is unique because it also, oh no, this is locking. This has a liner lock to it. You can see that little grass colored tab right there. That's the liner lock. Now you push that off to the side like you would any other liner lock. And then you slice your hand open really easily because I'm really nervous about it. Because these things have a good snap to them. Whoop. You can hear that. But yeah, this is a liner lock knife, which is really cool. I like their liner locks because in a lot of modern liner locks, they're almost flush with the handle. And this, like on Case liner locks, Rough Rider, a lot of traditional liner locks, they have them jut out a bit. So it's a lot easier to unlock the blade. Now, the reason why they call this a Rough Rider Glow should be pretty obvious. I don't know how I'd be able to show this on camera because I know my phone will automatically adjust for lighting. I will try it.
They glow in the dark?
But yes, these scales glow in the dark. You know, like any other glow thing. I know I'm moving it towards the light. You kind of have to charge it up, just like a lot of other stuff that glows. And these handles will glow in the dark. I think they have other patterns. Like again, this is like a workman's knife with a liner lock. I'm pretty sure they have others like trappers and various other types. I've only really seen this one on auction. I think I've seen a trapper on auction once, and I couldn't get it because the bidding went insane. But these should glow. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this to work. So Morgan, my apologies. I'm gonna warn you for flashing lights. I'm letting this sit in the light. And I'm gonna turn my light off real quick and see what happens. Oh well, no, bedroom light's on. Hold on.
Oh. Boink.
No, it's not going to work. There's too much ambient light, and my phone adjusts for it way too quickly. So we're gonna turn that back on. Yeah, my phone just adjusts for it.
Let's assume it glows.
Yeah, just assume it glows. Do I have my right light on? There we go. Okay.
Where's the black light?
But yeah, these are supposed to glow in the dark, and otherwise, just like any other typical Rough Rider, except this one has the liner lock, 440 stainless. Really cool knife. Good snap on that blade, making me nervous. Yeah, that I've been waiting for. This one is a cool one, and is staying in my collection because mine. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to open this box here because I think those 3 boxes are actually from the same person. Can you... Ooh.
What do you want?
You weren't looking. Yeah, I want to see these boxes because I want to see books and knives. Okay, grab all of them. Oh, no, this is Youth Rev. Okay, I thought these were all books and knives. Books and knives. Okay. We'll save 3 of these boxes. This one's from Youth Rev 50. I think we've already opened a package from him. This one's weighty. Why are you so heavy? There's a few things in this one. I'm trying to be extra careful because I've had several accidents already happen just this week alone. I've burnt my thumb. I've cut my other thumb. You just don't see bandages because they were too terrible, but now I'm starting to get a little nervous as to what's going to happen when I open some of this stuff. It's like, okay, what other finger is going to have something happen to it? I was making paracord bracelets, and in order to seal or finish a paracord bracelet, you typically melt the ends with a lighter or a blowtorch. I use a blowtorch, but it wasn't the blowtorch that got me. But what ended up happening was I melted the ends, and I was actually going to stick them together. I was trying to mix 2 different color paracord and stick them together after melting both ends. And I must have stepped on one end of the paracord, and that caused the paracord to slip in my hand, and the melted end ended up attaching to my thumb. You can see a blister right there. It ended up attaching to my thumb, and I talk about ow. Ooh, I know what these are, and I'm excited because I don't have any of these. Or no, I haven't had any of these until now. These are both Rough Riders. Oh, there goes some peanuts.
More Rough Riders.
More Rough Riders. I love the Rough Riders. I love the Rough Riders. Rough Riders, there's so many different series. They're so, I mean, pretty inexpensive for what you can get. They're really good quality knives. We got here 2 tuxedos. Am I holding? There we go. We got 2 tuxedos, and I saw when I first saw these. These are my first tuxedos. I don't have any others. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. We'll start with this one because this was shaking around in the box. And how do I open this one? Because this one's weird. Oh, okay, from here. Yeah, I've had a bad week, Morgan. This one is a tuxedo Barlow. Now, Barlows kind of have a fat bottom. You can see rounded, a relatively longer bolster on one end. And they typically have 2 blades. Now, it's called a tuxedo. I'd like to say it's wood. It could be bone. I've seen striations like that in bone as well. But you know what? I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Scratch that. This is a white micarta. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine. I like micarta. This is a white micarta Barlow, and they call it a tuxedo because of the white, and then they blacken the blades. And this one's an interesting type of Barlow because instead of your typical Barlow, this one has a straight razor blade with tuxedo, or no, they're titanium coated. That's what it is. It's a black titanium coated blade, and this one is a straight razor shape. And the second blade on this is, oh my god, that's tight. A spear point. I'm gonna cut myself. There we go. Is a smaller spear point. And that is so cool. Now, the steel is 440 stainless like every other Rough Rider so far, with a few exceptions. Except, again, these are coated in titanium. No badge on the side, but you do have a little etching there. Rough Rider. Absolutely gorgeous. I like these tuxedos. Really awfully good snap. That razor is making me nervous. And I like how the razor has a half stop. Because considering the size of that razor and how sharp that thing's got to be, actually, how sharp is that? That's razor. Ooh, I actually took off some skin. Nice half stop and good snap. But that's the Barlow. I wonder what the other one is. I can't remember. I have a feeling I know, but I'm not sure. Rough Rider tuxedo pocket knives, always high quality handmade pocket knives. This one, I'm gonna guess because I said before I didn't have too many toothpicks, and then I went on a toothpick rampage. I'm thinking this is a toothpick. I was wrong. This is just as good, if not better, than a toothpick. This one is a trap. Oh no. This is a trapper, except it's similar in style to the Barlow. Again, we got white micarta, titanium coated blades. We have our California clip point, which is typical of typical Oh, your normal trapper. Let me pull that Barlow out again.
Them next to each other. Or not.
And here we go. There's the Barlow. You can see the fat butt on that one. This one has two blades like your typical trapper, except instead of the spade blade, and I like the half stop on these, you've got another straight razor, which I think is really cool. I don't know what it is about straight razors, which I'm going to find to be really neat. Beautiful again, white micarta, blackened titanium coating on these. Also, 440 stainless steel, and a half stop, which I'm very thankful for. But absolutely gorgeous knife. I'm really liking these tuxedos. I don't see them too often, but I do see particularly these Barlows a lot on auction. I don't know what it is with the Barlows. I do like the Barlows. I prefer trappers, to be quite honest. But the Barlows I've taken a liking to as well. They're just neat, like more compact versions of trappers, in my opinion. Whoa, hold on. I'm missing chat. What's this? That blade is a one-arm. Yep. Oh, for soldiers that only have one. Really? I never heard of that before. That's news to me. They can open the knife with it. Oh, that's why they. I was wondering why they were shaped in that fashion. The razors is so that the way they can open. Oh, so you don't even need the nail nick on that. That's kind of cool. I always wondered why they had a weird shape on the end of the razor. I didn't realize it actually had a purpose to it. That's a neat that's a neat little tidbit. Thank you, Waylon. That's cool. Those are another two that are going to be staying in the collection. I don't know. I thought I had a toothpick or got a toothpick. I could be wrong, but I know there's a tuxedo toothpick out there. I might have to see if I can snatch that one eventually once I get my funds in order for the collection. All right. What do we got next? We've got a lot of boxes. Sorry, it sneezed. We got a lot of boxes from Books and Knives for you. So we're going to go ahead and start opening these. Well, the guy that runs Books and Knives for you, there's a couple things. First of all, he's one of the nicest guys ever. And he holds an entertaining show. He's just fun to listen to. He gets so excited during his auctions. It's almost comical, but the guy's just this. I don't know if I can emulate him, but he's just like, woo-wee, look at that, looky there, look at that knife. It's a beautiful knife. Woo-hoo! It's just, I just love watching the guy.
You have to be intrigued.
You can't help but get excited when he is that excited during his show. And he's just awesome to listen to. Hey, Terry, how you doing? And not only is he entertaining, but he also tends to have a lot of good deals. And it's hard not to buy anything from him because a lot of times he holds a really nice buyer's giveaway. So a lot of times I just at least have to snatch something to get into that giveaway. I haven't won one from him yet. I'm hoping eventually. Because not only does he hold really good giveaways, but a lot of times he's a popular one. And I'm opening all three boxes here. And a lot of times what will happen is other sellers will hop onto his show. And what they'll do, and a lot of sellers will support each other, which is, I think, really awesome. But what these other sellers will do is a lot of times they'll buy a knife that he's auctioning. And instead of having him ship the knife, they'll buy the knife that he's auctioning and then tell him to throw it into the buyer's giveaway. So the buyer's giveaway during his show usually tends to grow bigger and bigger as the show goes on, to the point of where by the time he reaches the buyer's giveaway and runs it, he'll have like 4 or 5 knives in there. He's also the one that and I know Morgan's familiar with this. He's also the one that likes to give away those Trump bills. So if you see a Trump bill floating around, more than likely it's from him. I'm going to open up this third box so that way we can just go on with checking out all the knives in all 3 of these boxes.
You want me to get the peanuts out?
Sure. Make sure there's no invoice in there. Okay. Okay. Oh, God, that hurt. Okay. Got all the boxes open. Let's start with that one there. This one. Oh, more peanuts. There's peanuts everywhere. Oh, okay. I know what these are. I'm gonna open up everything here and then we'll go over everything. Oh, we got Trump bills. Like I said, Trump bills. I'm opening all 3 boxes. I'm removing everything right away. Yeah, if you haven't guessed yet, I get a lot from books and knives. Again, he's just fun to listen to, and oh my God, I've got a lot of Trump bills. Yeah. We got a lot of Trump bills. There we go. And we'll open the last one, which probably has another Trump bill. Nope, we got... Oh, wow, the one box that doesn't have a Trump bill in it. Okay, there we go. So, Trump Givey, if you enter his Givey, normally it's for a Trump bill, and that's what you end up getting. And sometimes he'll throw them in your order as well. And we're going to start with these things that are wrapped up, because they're wrapped up and I'm curious. Okay, what we got here is we've got a right edge, which I can't remember what that is. We've got a right edge. We've got... Oh, I know what these are. I got these for a reason. We've got some case magnetic displays. I think I opened up a case magnetic display the last unboxing, and he was running a sale on these. And I didn't get this with intention to sell anything, but now that I'm doing an auction tomorrow, these might come in handy. We've got 2. I think this one's a black one, just all black. And we've got a... open it up. There we go. Yeah, this one's an all black. They're a case display where it's a little stand, and you got 2 magnets on top, and the knife would just sit on top of the magnets, and it holds it in place. Both of these are just all black. I think I have one other one that I opened up last week that had the case logo all over it. This one just has I think the flag colors on it. There we go. Yeah. So another one, case, WR Case and Sons Cutlery. So that's pretty cool. And he was running a sale on these. And I've been looking for a way to display some of my knives. And I see these all the time in auctions. People running their auctions use them a lot. A lot of times they'll have a little anvil with... I kind of want one of the anvils, but I'm guessing those are going to be a lot more expensive. And but these weren't terribly bad. Like I said, he was running a sale. But these make a nice way to display the knives. Like I said, I wasn't intending to get these because of the auction tomorrow, but yeah, the timing is just perfect, I guess. So we got 3 of those. And then the right edge, which I think I got. Now, just because they're all in the same box doesn't mean they came from the same auction. But if I do, like if I purchase something from the same buyer over the course of over the course of 2 days, depending on when they ship, a lot of times they'll just combine the packaging. So I think I got this in order to enter a buyer's givey. And this one, oh, this is a giant sized toothpick. Normally toothpicks aren't this big. But this is an almost comical sized toothpick. Again, that long swoop that's typical of your Texas toothpick. This one is, I don't know if is Right Edge owned by another company? Because I know Steel Warrior is owned by Frost. I don't know about Right Edge, or Right Edge could be their own. Where the hell is the nail nick? Oh, that's interesting. There's no nail nick on this one. You just sort of grab the blade. There you go. Right Edge. You guys forgot the nail nick. Really big Texas toothpick. It's a very interesting shape, but a lot of Texas toothpicks have this swoop. And that's why that other Sheriff's toothpick I thought was real interesting, because it was a different shape. I don't see toothpicks typically that shape. This one is just large for a Texas toothpick. And we've got, looks like reddish wood or scales on the handle. It's a slip joint. Interesting etching on the bolsters. Pretty cool. And good snap to it. But that's really neat. This is, normally toothpicks are very small. This one's got a blade of just under 4 inches. I'm going to call that 3 1/4, or 3 3/4. I mean, not 3 1/4, 3 3/4. Long California clip point. I'm surprised not to see a nail nick, but there's enough. There's actually enough stock there to be able to get a good grip on the blade. But that was really cool. I thought that was interesting. I know I got that for a song. And that I know I got in order to enter in another buyer giveaway, which I unfortunately did not win. I try. Okay, there we go. What else do we have in here? We've got a couple that aren't wrapped, but are boxed up. What do we have? This one is another tortoise shell. Ooh, I think I know what this might be. This might be. Oh no, it's not what I thought. I thought it was another toothpick. This one is a tortoise shell lockback. Now, unlike the other tortoise shell that I showed you guys earlier, that had the horseshoe shield, this is the newer Rough Rider, and you can see the tortoise shell shield on the side. Beautiful tortoise shell or imitation tortoise shell scales. This one's a lockback, so that locks right up. And you got a California clip point, RR etching on the side of the blade. And you can see also, the Rough Rider with a Y. So you had the different shield. These, I haven't confirmed yet. Hey, Amnesty, how you doing? I haven't confirmed yet, but I keep hearing that this series is going to be, or they're going to stop production on the series. I haven't confirmed with anybody. I need to confirm, because I've been picking a lot of these up. I believe I almost have the whole. I have the majority of the tortoise shells, and I know if they stop production of these, they're going to just be that much harder to get a hold of. But this one's a lockback. Like I said, we've got just a hair under 3 inches of blade on that. I always love their imitation tortoise shell. That shield is really cool. Beautiful bolsters on this one. Let's close that up and hopefully I don't. There we go. Nice snap. Beautiful blade. This one is staying in the collection. This ain't going nowhere. I might have some. If I do have some repeats, there's a good chance they might make it into the auction tomorrow. I know I do have some repeats that I got that will make it into the auction tomorrow. But you guys will have to make it to the auction in order to see what I've got. Okay, we're gonna get to this one. This one, oh, this one's also a tortoise shell. Like I said, I've been snapping these up. This one is okay. So I've got the old tortoise shell doctor's knife. This is the new tortoise shell doctor's knife. This also is not going anywhere. Again, I love these doctor's knives. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Again, with a turtle shell or the tortoise shell shield and scales. I love looking at these scales because the 3D effect they have in there, where all those colors are just floating around. That's the reason why I love these so much. Amnesty is another one of those guys. He's a knife guy. Met on Whatnot, and we chat every once in a while in Discord as well. He's got a very sizable collection of Titan knives. My collection of Titan knives, although I've got a good sized box of them, doesn't even compare. I don't know. Yeah, Amnesty, you'll have to let me know if you collect anything other than the Titan knives, though. Like traditionals or moderns. Now, this one again, this is the newer Rough Rider tortoise shell, where the old one had the horseshoe shield on it, and the Rough Rider spelled with an I. This one is a single blade doctor's knife. Nice long drop or spear point blade. Nice thin profile. Again, a reason why I love these doctor's knives. I just love the profile on them. Carry them like a little pen, slip into a shirt pocket. Very discreet. I mean, and in terms of like I've opened up knives at work to open boxes up and stuff like that. Excuse me. And a lot of times with the modern knives, I always tend to get like, oh, that's a huge knife. And they're not, a lot of times they're not very big. Like this was like, I've opened this up at work. This is my Kaiser mini Militaw. And this is a 3-inch, just under a 3-inch blade. And people have been like, oh my God, that knife is huge. And, and I got to shake my head. And I think it's just because the styling, it's I don't think it's that aggressive, but to a lot of people, it might be a much more aggressive looking knife. Whereas these traditionals, typically people don't see them as being very aggressive because first of all, a lot of times they're non-locking. Usually takes 2 hands to open, and so even with this knife, this blade being, I think this is longer than that mini Militaw. How long is this blade on this one? Even with a blade of this length, and this one's 3 inches. Okay, so about the same size. Even with a blade of this length, I typically don't get any like second, glances or anything like that because nobody thinks about it. It's a non-threatening looking knife compared to a lot of moderns that I have. Good snap on that one. Beautiful tortoiseshell. Love these doctors. And Waylon's probably going to go out and buy one very, very soon. Grind one in. It's so bad. You got to slow down. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now, I know I'm holding an auction. You've heard that tomorrow. And because I lost a lot of money. These were all purchased before then. There's a reason why I have these now. It's because I purchased this before any of that crap happened. So it's not like I went on a shopping spree after I lost a lot of money. But anyway, okay, we've got 2 more left from Books and Knives for you. These, finally, we still got 3 bucks. We're going to get that big one. Hold on. But these are from Books and Knives for you. These are actually not traditional knives. I knew I had some modern knives come in. And here they are finally. I'll probably do another video. I like to do a second video on these modern knives because a lot of people like a closer look and like a real quick what do you call that, first impression on them. But these are both from Kubi, and I was kind of surprised to see him sell these, but apparently he's getting into the modern knife thing, and one of the manufacturers that he's been working with has been Kubi. And if you've seen any other auctions or any other sellers on Whatnot, Kubi tends to be pretty darn popular. Now, this one, we've got, This one is a green. Now, this one's already been cut open because he was probably showing the knife. I don't know what model this is. Okay, I have no idea what model this is. All I can tell you, it's a Kubi knife. We've got, now they call it a yellow. It's yellow G10 scales. OS 10 steel. That was fast. So we got Kubi on the blade, black coated blade, OS 10 steel. I don't know if you can see the OS 10 there. I can see a good amount of oil still on the pivot. There's the Kubi again. Their emblem on the pivot there. Liner lock. You've got a deep carry pocket clip, which looks to be reversible. Yeah, it looks like you can reverse that for left-handed carry. That was fast. We got thumb studs for deployment and a rear flipper. Let's see the flipper. Pretty quick. The thumb studs were exceptionally fast. There we go. Really fast, solid deployment. This one has a blade of, now I can't remember the model type. This one has a blade of 3 inches, so it's definitely carryable for me. I live in a state where blade length is restricted in a lot of areas, so I try to keep knives that I carry 3 inches or less. There's no backliner. You got a couple standoffs in there. I love open knives like this. Makes it really easier to clean when you're carrying them in a pocket. All that lint's easier to just, blow out with a can of air. And as far as lockup is concerned, okay, no movement whatsoever, either side to side, up or down. This one is, oh, thanks, Waylon. Appreciate it. A supercell. Brayo Titus on Chicago Knife Works. Oh, yeah, Chicago Knife Works has a sale going on. $87 after. I know I didn't pay that much. I forgot how much I paid for this, but it wasn't anywhere close. But really solid blade in there. Very fast deployment. I love that. Very smooth. And gorgeous G10 scales. And OS 10 steel. Not a bad steel. Can't complain. That's really cool. That's a Kubi. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to say it's a model KU342G, as in golf, is what they have in the box. Right there. And we've got another Kubi, again from Books and Knives for You. This one. Okay, again, I don't remember the name because screw me. This one is in jade color, OS 10 steel, also G10 scales. This is a KU365. Oh, my camera's over here. KU365C. This one's much bigger. This one probably, oh my God. This one will probably not be carried in my pocket while I'm walking around because this thing's massive. Hold on, where's the other one? Okay, this is the yellow. This is the jade. And you can see this one, I mentioned it had a 3-inch blade. This one has a front flipper thumb hole also for deployment. It appears to be a liner lock. Now they call this jade. I've seen Savivi call this natural. Personally, I like the jade designation better. I forgot to check this. Hold on. How's that blade sitting in there? Perfectly centered when closed. I like that. I like that a lot. This one also perfectly centered in there. It's an aesthetic thing. It doesn't really affect the blade unless it's really wonky when you extend the blade. But I do like to see that they're centered on folding knives. This one is a huge blade. Again, thumb hole for deployment. It looks like I could use this as a front flipper also. We're gonna try. Yep. Front flipper. This is a I would call that a modified sheep's foot or just sheep's foot blade. That's big. This one has a blade length of 4 inches from scale to tip. That's huge. I don't know if I mentioned it. It's a reversible pocket clip, deep carry, well, relatively deep carry. That's massive. Liner lock, like I said before. No backliner. We've got some standoffs in there. Again, a nice open knife. Makes it easy to clean. Front flipper, apparently. That worked out a lot better than I thought when it came to opening the knife. And thumb holes for deployment also works pretty well. Sometimes thumb holes, depends on how big the thumb hole is and the position of the scales, they can make it a little hard to use. This one, pretty easy. Let's see if I can spider flip it. Yep, pretty easy to reverse flip. That's really nice. Got a pretty good lengthy finger choil on that one, so I can kind of go up in there. It's not that big, but you can choke up on the blade a little bit for detailed cutting or detailed control, I guess. We've got, I don't know what emblem that is on the blade itself. I don't believe that's Kubi. That's probably the designer, but I'm not recognizing that etching. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not recognizing the etching on that one. And then we got Kube on the other side. And then Austen Steel, oddly enough, etched over here. But let's see that blade again. Nice, solid lockup. I haven't felt any issues on... I don't have too many Kubes. This is like the third one I've got. And considering these three, no issues on blade movement, nothing side to side, up or down. All three have been, so far, perfectly solid blades. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, probably too long for me to carry in the pocket for day to day, only because of the local restrictions in various areas in my state. So this will be something that's going to stay in the collection at home. But really, really cool. I'll probably do, like I said, more detailed videos on these two knives eventually. And what box did... Okay, this went in that box, and I want to make sure I get these in the right box, because when I do another video on these, I'll probably need the numbers because I don't know the names. Whoops. You said this one's what, a Elang? Waylon? An Elang or something? So that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is going to go back in there. I've got one more large box and then some special boxes that we're going to open up next. What time is it now? 3:48. We're doing pretty good. Actually, this is going pretty well considering some of those other box openings have kind of gotten away from me. So we're going to get these in the box. All right, you want to hand me that big one, but be careful of that.
Much stuff.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure I get this closed. All right. That one and that one.
Move your plastic thing.
Yeah. Okay. This one is another one from Luke Guy.
Guy.
Like I said, he's a name that you're going to hear a lot of, and you're still going to hear. It is a big box. So give me a minute, or two, or three, or I don't know. Let me grab a chainsaw. And we're going to get into this one. I've cut everywhere but where the tape was. What the hell happened there? Oh, wait. The first one was a Bellis. Okay. Thank you, Waylon. The first one was a Bellis. And... okay, well, I've got... what the hell is this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's adorable. Apparently, he included a little coloring. I'm guessing from his daughter.
Or maybe he did it.
Or maybe he did it. I don't know. His name Daniel. I don't think his name's Daniel. I'm pretty sure his name's Luke.
Okay, we'll go for Daniel.
Okay, that's adorable.
Aww.
That's adorable. And hold on.
Thank you, Daniel.
I've got a thank you, dear. Oh my God. This has to be from his other kid. Dear AD, spelled my EDC. Dear ADC, Squirrel. Thank you for buying my daddy's knives. Signed, Josie. This is cute.
Aww.
That's friggin' adorable. I'm keeping those. That's That's cute as hell. No, those are definitely keepers. Oh, wait a second. What's this? Okay.
More kids.
Hope you like everything. And I guess that's from Luke. That's awesome. Okay, and then we have a box full of peanuts. I'm pretty sure these are those disposable or those peanuts that dissolve, but then they're mixed in with these peanuts, so I'm really confused. But anyway, what's in here? There's way too much stuff in here. This is a big box. Okay, I'm gonna make a mess. We're gonna hold on. I'm not gonna reveal these yet. Let me put these off to the side. There's so many in here. Actually, there's not that many in here. This is mostly packing tape. Or, I mean, peanuts. Oh, stickers!
Stickers.
Got that, got that. Okay, what else is in here? I'm fishing for stuff. I might have more stickers. That's not a sticker. That's sharp. No, that's a box. There's that. And then there's this. There's
that.
There might be another sticker in here. I'm pretty. Yep.
There might be a kid in here.
There might be. Maybe one of his kids is in here. I'll put them to work. They can keep coloring more books. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna have my girlfriend dive in there and see if she can find anything else. Okay. I mean those, and let's show off the stickers as well. Because one thing that Luke guy has started doing is making stickers, which I thought was actually kind of neat. I thought there was another sticker. There it is.
I think I got that.
Yeah, these were kind of neat. He'll usually sell these for super cheap to allow you to get into like his buyer's giveaway. And I mean, they'll usually go for like $1 a piece, but he designed these knives. Don't like this. Go home. I like that one. And this one, I think he might have just been a toss in. I can't remember. Is George Washington with the lightsaber. I like it though. Okay, so we're going to start off first of all, because there's some interesting stuff in here. We're going to start off with this one. This one's an old timer. This one's a typical trapper. I'm not sure I want to open this yet, but you got synthetic yellow. You got your California clip point. You got a spade blade. Ooh, yeah, work my camera here. You got a California clip point, spade blade, synthetic yellow. I don't believe that's bone. Nickel silver bolsters, brass pins. Oh, that's interesting. As opposed to your typical 440 stainless steel, it's 7CR17 MOV high carbon stainless steel. So that's interesting. And still in the blister pack. Old timers tend to be pretty popular. They're very inexpensive. Gunstock trapper. I don't know why they call it a gunstock trapper. Unless it's because of the shape of the handle. But that's pretty cool. I'm not sure I want to open that quite yet, since it's in a blister pack. So I will save that for later for myself. But we still have a few other boxes. We're going to start. Now, these are all Rough Rider. We've got, first of all, another copper coil. I've got another, I have 2 other copper coils. This is my 3rd one. This one's going to be neat because this one is, I don't have this one yet. You can see why it's called a copper coil. You've got black bone and copper scales on this one, or a handle on this one. This one is a Stockman. We've got, let's see, how am I going to open this? We've got a Warncliffe blade there.
That's nice.
And okay, here's the other 2.
That's pretty.
Yeah, this is pretty. We've got, I opened the wrong side. Got a Warncliffe. We got a California clip point. And then we've got this little tiny guy sitting over there. This is a spade blade. But this is a confusing knife because now I'm not sure if this is considered a Stockman or something else, because I feel like 2 of these blades are backwards, but that could be me. Copper coil, I think, is a really cool one. I think it's a unique one because I love the copper banding on these handles. I've got 2 other ones, and I love the color and the different colors of the bone that's in between the copper bands. Really awesome look, in my opinion. And we've got like a distressed black coating on each of the blades. Again, these are probably 440 stainless. Yeah, 440 stainless etched on the blade. your typical Rough Rider. Now, these copper coils don't have shields on them because I'm guessing because of the copper banding, they just etch the R on one side, or no, on both sides. But this one's a cool one. So far, no duplicates of these knives in my collection, so this one is not going anywhere other than my collection. That one's really cool. I know we're running up on time, and there's two other rather large things to unbox, so I'm trying to move quickly. So that's the Rough Rider copper coil. We've got here another Rough Rider. This one's the Celestial series. I've got a few of these now. These are cool because these are, I think Waylon mentioned they interact with blacklight. I thought they glowed, but like I said, I could be wrong. I know Waylon said they interact with blacklight. Either way, pretty cool. This one is a typical Texas toothpick, your typical size for a Texas toothpick, compared to that large honking one from before. I just love the look of the Celestial scales. The color and color variations are just absolutely beautiful. Nice, thin Texas toothpick blade. Just a really cool knife. I'm liking these Texas toothpicks because they're so handy, easy to slip in like your fifth pocket, that little tiny coin pocket or watch pocket. And this has a good snap. I was doing it carefully, but this one actually has a surprisingly good snap to it. And just a really cool shape and very usable blades, even though they're very tiny. Love the. I'm starting to really like these Texas toothpicks. Okay, this goes this. How does this go in the box? That what? No. Yes. Nope. There we go. Okay. It's all freaking puzzle. Okay. Next, the last one. This one's gonna be cool. Another Rough Rider. This is heavy. Okay. So I have a few knives. My collection started off and mainly consists of modern knives. And I somewhat recently got into collecting all these I forgot the word now, was traditional knives. And I have some modern knives that are slip joints, my newest one being the EDC Squirrel. And I always saw them as like modern takes on traditional knives. Usually a modern look, modern materials, modern looking knife, except it just happens to be a slip joint, kind of like how most traditionals tend to be slip joints. Every once in a while, I'll come across something like this. This is obviously from Rough Rider, and they generally do traditional knives. But this is a modern take from what is generally a traditional knife maker. This one, we have dual thumb studs for deployment, and it looks like this one is a frame lock, which for some reason seem to be used on a lot of higher end knives that you typically see for large prices. This one, I know the Rough Riders are very inexpensive, and so are their moderns. This one does have a pocket clip that is not reversible, and also no back spacer. This one consists of just standoffs and an odd looking. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so it does have a lanyard hole, but instead of just having two holes in the scale in each scale, they actually give you a little tunnel to put your lanyard through. If you put a lanyard in here, and I guess the reasoning for that is so that way, not that the blade is getting anywhere close to it, but I guess if the lanyard were to bend outward or bow inward, that blade won't cut it. So if you put a lanyard in there, it's well protected. Now, I'm assuming because this is a more modern knife that they're going to have bearings in the pivot. So let's see how this goes. Oh, that came out pretty quick and surprisingly smooth. A little harder on my thumb than I expected, but because those thumb studs are in a kind of slightly odd position, as opposed to pushing up this way, I'm pushing out more. But once I figured that out, now I can't do it. Try that again. Yeah. This one's a little hard, a little harder to get used to. I'll get used to it. But otherwise, that did come out pretty darn quickly. I have another knife that's similar to this that is a little hard um to flip because the positioning of those thumb studs are just a little weird to me. Otherwise, it's a pretty solid lockup. Let me see how that blade is. It's just one of those things that I'll get used to. I'm just so used to my other knives and the way that their thumb studs deploy that sometimes when you have the thumb studs in a slightly different spot and you need a slight difference in movement, it makes it hard to open the knife until you're used to it. We've got what appears to be a pretty much a California clip point on a modern knife. This one, it doesn't say the steel, so I don't know what kind of steel is used for this one. Very possible it could be 440 stainless, but my guess is they may have gone with a different one. I'll have to look that one up. You got Rough Rider on the etched on one side, RR2241 China etched on the other, and that's probably a model number. The blade itself is surprisingly good. No movement whatsoever. I had to wonder about this because again, I'm used to their traditional knives. They make pretty much traditional knives, and seeing a modern take from a manufacturer that I've only really ever seen traditional knives from, I was really curious at how well it would go, and it's not bad at all. I'm going to have to do a secondary video on this. This is pretty cool. Now, I did see a generous amount of oil on there. Again, I'm going to have to get used to how those thumb studs work because they're just ever so slightly different, and it's just enough to make them a little hard for me to use. But as I use them more and more, I'm sure they'll get easier and easier. And that's coming out pretty quick. The blade movement is pretty smooth. So I do feel there is a little bit of friction there. I could probably adjust the tightness of the pivot, or I don't know, maybe I did see oil on the pivot area. Maybe it could use a little bit more, but it's not as loose feeling as a lot of other knives with ball bearings, and I do believe those are bearings in there. It's a little hard to see, but I'm pretty sure there's ball bearings in there just from the looks of it. I don't think those are just washers, but pretty smooth, just a little on the tight side. Actually, let me try something. These look like T8 screws or T8 pivot. I'm going to try to loosen up just a little bit and see what happens. And watch it fall apart on me. No. Little better. So I think it might have just been a little tight. I can still feel a little friction. I didn't want to do it too much, but that already is feeling a little better. I think it was just overly tightened. Pretty neat blade. I'm assuming these scales are made out of aluminum or could be a stainless steel because it is pretty heavy. This is a weighty knife. It's not very light. So I'm going to say it's not aluminum. I'm going to say that these are probably stainless steel. I don't know what they're coated with, but more than likely stainless steel scales. I'm going to have to dig more on this. Reverse flick it with just my middle finger. I'm not very good. Ow! There went my nail. I'm not very good with reverse flicking thumb studs. So this one's hard for me to do a reverse flick on. If it had a thumb hole, I mean, I seriously fidget with my mini Militaw all the time. I'm always doing this. I'm always reverse flicking my mini Militaw because it's just so easy to do. But if you were to give me a knife, like if this had thumb studs, I don't know what it is. I can't reverse flick a knife that has thumb studs on it. It's just yikes. It just doesn't work for me. But I fidget with that mini Militol all the time. But this is pretty cool. I like this. I'm definitely gonna have to do a more in-depth look into this knife and probably a secondary video. Okay, let's put this away because I still have one more knife to go through this one, and we still have two more packages, two more special packages, I might add. This one, this one is also from Rough Rider, but it was something I never expected. Now, I didn't think I'd see one of these before, but I never expected to see something like this. Like I would have expected this more so than what I'm about to reveal. This is from Rough Rider. This is the classic 45 Pocket Pistol Pal.
Okay.
It comes apparently in a black or silver finish and a nylon clip holster. And these are novelty replicas. Obviously, it doesn't fire. I did not know it came with a holster. That's hilarious. That is awesome. Hold on a second. Let me put the box over on the side. That's cool.
That's cool.
This is awesome. A little belt clip on that too. This is a nice holster. This fits pretty well. But obviously it's not a firearm. This is a Rough Rider. There's the nail nick. This is a slip joint. We got a half stop there, which is kind of cool. Slip joint knife with a clip point blade. You can see some oil on the side there. Etched with Rough Rider on the blade. And in the shape, the handle in the shape of a 1911. That's pretty awesome. The hammer doesn't work. Okay. Not surprising. You got a little lanyard hole right at the bottom of the grip. I'm guessing it's going to be like a plastic or maybe even G10 grips. Or either G10 or FRN grips on this one. That's pretty damn cool. I never expected to see something like this from Rough Rider. When I saw this, I'm surprised I won it because I think he was selling a couple of these and they were hopping on these like crazy. And then I saw he ran them on I saw that on another show actually. And then Books and Knives for You ran this one, and there weren't that many people on at the time, and I hopped on it immediately and I was able to grab it. This is a really cool find. I don't know how common it is. I don't care. I just think it's neat. Rare or not. You got some oil on the pivot, so I don't think I need to worry about adding anymore. That's cool. How long is this? I don't know if I carry this, only because I know people get weird about the shape. This is a just under 3-inch blade. You need this one, Morgan? This one's mine. Unfortunately, I don't have any duplicates. Otherwise, I would think about putting a duplicate on auction tomorrow. But this one is unfortunately the only one that I have. If I do see another one, I will let you know. But really cool blade. And the best part is not only is the shape of the grip, but the fact that it even comes with a holster. This was a surprise in of itself. This even more so. No, I am not selling this. This stays in my collection. I will let you know if I find another one. But yeah, this whole holster thing, including belt clip, and you even have a place if you don't want to clip it on your belt, you can slip it through. You slip your belt through. They gave this one a lot of thought. And as far as nylon holsters go, this holster's thick. I've had nylon holsters before that were utter garbage. This one, they put some work onto it. I'm really surprised. Gonna have to find this one for Brat for Christmas presents. There you go. That's cool. Okay, so those are all the unboxings that I have. But I mentioned that we do have a special guest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, because my girlfriend had actually won probably one of the biggest giveaways I've seen in a while. and I'm going to go ahead and let her do the unboxing. I don't know if you want to sit here or if you want to do it from there. That's from here. From there's fine. Okay. First of all, she has a small package. Now this
and this is
from also Books and Knives for You. I think she purchased this because she was trying to get into a buyer's givey. I don't think she won that buyer's givey. In fact, the funny thing is we're going to show you another box after this package, but the buyer givey that she won, if I remember correctly, she bought a knife at the last minute or something for like $15. And then she ended up winning that buyer's givey. And that buyer's givey, I'd like to say it was in excess of $300. This one was from Books and Knives for You. This one is a right edge. I have a feeling I know what this is. Yes, I already have one of these.
Yeah, and he knows. Squirrel knows all about that.
Hold on. Come here. Let me turn on your mic. Okay.
All right. Now, Squirrel knows all about knives. I know nothing unless I think they're pretty. So if I say anything about knives, it's going to be made up and out of my bunghole.
So she'll open it. I'll explain the knives. This one I actually have already. It's a hawkbill knife from Right Edge. So I've already got one of these. It's pretty cool. But I remember she bought this to try to get into a buyer's givey that Books and Knives for You was running, and he had a lot of stuff in that giveaway. Unfortunately, neither of us were lucky, but still a neat knife to have. Maybe
and a good channel.
Yeah, and a great channel.
Great channel.
Maybe this will make it into the auction. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay, so grab the big one.
So now we have this from Luke Guy.
Yeah, this one is from Luke Guy.
Yeah.
Okay. This.
And if you're wondering why I haven't reviewed it yet, Luke, it's because we were waiting for this.
That's
so
why
you will be getting a review, my friend.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of sellers that have popped in now and then to watch the unboxings, and we leave reviews every time we unbox. But I wait a week. Like I might get something on Monday, and then we'll have to wait until the next Saturday to open it up. So if you're wondering why you haven't gotten a review yet, that's why. You'll be getting the review. But this is the giveaway win. Yeah, this is the one we were waiting on.
Oh, wait. I just remembered like 5 minutes ago, like we were entering the we had bought whatever we needed to buy to get into the buyer's giveaway. Okay. Yeah. He ran the buyer's giveaway, right?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't win. And we're like, oh, gosh, darn it. But then Luke went and
he had to
confirmed he had to verify that person had actually bought. And somehow they got in the giveaway, but they didn't actually buy. So Luke ran it again. And we had our excitement up again. And then what happened?
Okay, so the first guy that won it didn't make a purchase. So he technically wasn't eligible. I think Luke ended up giving him a sticker. Okay, so he reran the giveaway. And we're both watching them flip because we were disappointed we lost at first. And then we got all excited again.
And what was your reaction?
He was rerunning it. I'm looking, and my next reaction, the name was picked. I see the name. I'm like, crap, I didn't win. Wait a second. That's my girlfriend.
And while he's so disappointed.
While I'm so disappointed that I didn't win, she's screaming her head off.
Yes. You can't figure out why.
I guess my disappointment at not winning had just drowned out everything else. That I didn't even recognize she was screaming until after I was like, I recognize that name. And she's bouncing up and down in the bed, screaming her head off. That she had won this huge thing. And I had called her over there because I'm like, there's a huge giveaway. You got to get in this. I want this.
Yeah, because we help each other.
Because we'll help each other out now and then. But so she won, and it's finally
screaming
here.
My head off.
Yeah, she's screaming her head off. So let me go ahead.
So excited, Luke. And the drama, the popcorn.
Oh, the drama. That was such a good show to watch, too.
And so many people
Yes.
added stuff to this. Thank you.
So yeah, so many people added stuff to this giveaway. Now,
And just a wide variety.
we've got the typical Loot Guy newspaper. I hope I'm not throwing anything away that's not supposed to get thrown away.
I don't know. I was hoping for some old papers from like 1970s or something.
Some old paper you can read the comics from. And,
Really?
And whatever. Now, let me make sure there's nothing else in here that I don't want to accidentally show on screen. There doesn't appear to be. Because sometimes they include an invoice, and I don't like those showing. Okay. So, this is her win.
Oh boy.
And I can't
This is huge.
Hold on. This is her.
huge. This is huge.
This is what she won. What do we have in here?
What do we have in here?
Okay, first of all, we've got a super. This is old.
Okay.
We've got a Super Nintendo cartridge,
Ooh.
Super Mario 2.
Ooh.
He threw this in there. Oops, I'm not even on camera. Super Mario 2 to Super Nintendo cartridge. I don't know how much we could get for that. It needs some cleaning. I need gloves.
We actually have a Nintendo for that.
We have a Super Nintendo. We could actually run that game. We have.
Look, this is good. I think if they fit.
We have peppermint espresso capsules.
Peppermint mocha or something.
Yeah. Hold on. We're going to open that right now. The funny thing is he had another giveaway where he gave away coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know if these will fit, but I will make them. I'll just, he can pop these open.
Yeah, you can pop them in the other one.
Put them in the,
yeah, because we have like
we've got
manual ones.
Yeah, we got manual like
K-cups.
K-cups that we can fill. We can just throw those in there. We'll probably have to throw like two of these in there. That's
Thank
cool.
you.
We've got.
I will make them fit.
Okay, this one.
The squirrel.
This one I thought. This one I laughed a little bit. This was an old Shakespeare book. This one's King Richard II or King Richard II. This one's old. I don't know if this is worth how much this is worth.
$83,000.
But I'm sorry, LBC High School Library, if you're looking for your copy of Shakespeare's King Richard,
we got it.
I've got it.
Let's contact them.
I've got it.
That'd be hilarious if some old librarian has been looking for this for like 30 years.
Unless they're looking for, if they're looking for a late fee, no, I'm not sure I want.
No, not the late fee.
No, I don't want the late fee.
Well, that's
cool. Old. It's old. Hold on, let me see that.
King Richard.
The paper on this.
I'm up on my King Richard. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's King Richard II. Some old brown paper. Just neat.
Neat guy.
That might be worth a little bit. I don't know. It could be. Well, a lot of these things could be. Now, we're going to go... we're starting with stuff that's not... Oh! This is what he was... We've got from Zoom Bait Company. Bass love them. We got some fishing lures. Some worm bait. These are fake worm lures. I used to use stuff like this all the time when I would go fishing.
Were these from him too?
Those were from him from my other box.
Okay. Yeah. Well, kids, thank you for not drawing in that. I appreciate that.
For not drawing in the book.
But it could be cool too. That's an art form. Drawing in books.
So we got some bait. That might make into the auction because I don't have any fishing gear. I used to fish all the time, but ever since I moved, I actually gave all my fishing gear to my dad. We've got more fishing lures. This one's a 5-piece Papa Bit Boss Skeet Reese design.
What it is?
Havoc.
What
by
it is?
Berkeley. Look at those beauties. These will catch some
big
lures?
Lures?
Yeah, they're lures.
All right.
They're like rubber worms.
Well, I'm going to feel it.
You can feel them up as much as
and Luke, you took the time to write on the box. Congrats on the win. You made it cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was cool, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke.
It was nice and squishy.
We've got...
that'd be a good kid's that'd be a good kid's squishy toy, fidget toy.
We've got some tools.
This would be a good kid's fidget toy.
No, that's no.
Well, no, there's no hooks on it.
A kid's gonna eat those. We've got some.
Well, a big kid.
We got some well-loved tools.
Well-loved.
Okay, give me a box. This is going in a box.
A different box.
Give me another box. Just these need to be cleaned.
All right.
We'll just throw them in there. Just be very careful. We got some tools.
We got some tools.
Some well-loved tools.
Well-loved tools.
Maybe those will go in auction.
It could be handy.
It could be handy.
And you got the rotary stuff and all the cleaners.
Yeah, we'll clean. And then we've got obviously some knives.
There's still so much more in here.
There's stuff that hold on.
Oh my God, there's still so much more in here. There's
we have
like 6 more things in here.
I didn't even know this was in there. We've got true wireless earbuds.
Well, all right.
That's kind of cool because I lost mine.
Oh hey.
Up to 12 hours of playback with case made by Heyday. Never heard of them. But a nice like lavender.
Well, it's your Heyday. You got some.
Nice lavender color. And we'll start off with this one because this one's easy to see. We've got a Remington Sportsman Series Fast. This looks to be, this is a folder. Dual thumb studs. Liner lock from the looks of it in a blister pack.
Why don't I get to describe any of this? This is unbelievable.
Do you want to?
Go ahead.
You can go for it.
Go ahead. I'll describe some stuff later with my weird stuff that I know nothing about. But go ahead.
So this one's pretty cool. 5 inches closed, 440 stainless steel, rubber coated handle. The Fast. 3 5/8 clip serrated, partially serrated. I can never complain. Remington makes some good stuff.
I see some Rough Rider.
Oh, there's Rough Riders and marbles. I really want this espresso. I'm like staring. Where's the
what?
Yeah, I get the
the candy.
Yeah, I meant to eat like most of it while I was here.
You want this candy?
Yes, I want that you're eating right now.
Okay.
This was the freeze dried ice cream sandwich that we got from Appalachia freeze dried knives, and yes, they explode when you freeze dry them. So that's why they look. It's so good though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good.
That's tasty.
It's got a good chocolate aftertaste.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some Rough Riders. We got oh my God, we got the Blue Mule. And tortoise shells. Tater skins. Okay.
Tater skins.
Grab the box.
I did want tater skins.
Okay, so lots to unbox here. We're gonna start with the marbles because the marbles is kind of like the outrider or outlier, or words are hard. This one, a marble synthetic orange and black doctor's knife, single bladed.
Oh, yeah, I got a doctor's knife.
Yeah, marbles etched on the blade. 440 stainless steel, I'm sure.
Sorry, Morgan, I know you want doctor's knife.
I think it was Waylon that wanted the doctor's knives. Eagle Scout, how you doing?
Morgan wanted one too.
There we go. So a neat synthetic. I think these are G10. I'd like to say they're G10. Orange and black doctors. Very simple knife. I love these doctors. We've got, now this one I've been seeing a lot lately. This one's a Blue Mule, except the one I've been seeing, they tend to be like, actually muskrats. This one is a trapper. No. Wait, no. This is a muskrat. You got a California clip blade, or no? Is the muskrat the same knife, or is the moose the same blade?
No, it's a nice color blue.
I'd like to say this is a muskrat.
It's a really unique blue.
Yeah, you got blue. I don't think these are bone or anything. I'm pretty sure they're synthetic. Probably micarta.
Blue Mule.
Yeah, they're the Blue Mule.
Work knife.
We got 2 California clip blades on either side. Nice snap to them. Really, really neat. Oh, I love these slip joints. It's a muskrat. Okay, it's the muskrats. I get confused. Muskrats are the ones with the same blade on each end, and then the moose is the one that have the different blades. And this is a muskrat. I've been seeing these getting auctioned off a lot lately on Whatnot. I don't know why, but I've been in a few shows where they've auctioned off these Blue Mules. I wanted to get one. It's just a lot of times when I see them auction them off, they end up, I usually see the price on them jumping up quite a bit, and then I just give up because I'll only pay a certain amount and then I'm out. So that's a blue mule. We've got another celestial. Again, I love these celestials. This one's pretty. They're all pretty. Who am I kidding? I always say these are pretty. There aren't too many knives that I've looked at that I was like, ew, ugly.
Ooh, let me see.
This one,
I want to see.
you want to see. This one, I believe, is a moose.
That's a really unique pattern.
Yeah, the celestials are the ones that were told like they react with UV light, and I do believe that this is a moose. Yeah. Okay. So we got our California clip blade and the really exaggerated spade blade. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. This shape is weird to me every time I see it. But the California clip blade on this side. And I'd like to say spade blade on this side, but I could be wrong on that. And just looking at the blade shape, it could be a sheep's foot as well. Very exaggerated sheep's foot. But really cool in the Celestial series. Again, I have so many favorites. I keep saying one of my favorite. They're like pretty much all my favorite Rough Riders. Really good snap. Let's get that in there. And oh my God, we're already running it. It's already almost 4:30, so we're gonna try to speed things up. We'll start with this one. Tater skins, I've always loved.
Tater skin.
And this is a tater skin that's not a lady's leg. This one is a lockback. That's cool. I really like the tater skins. It's a burlap micarta for the scales, which is why they call them tater skins. And like I said, a lockback with a that's a tiny
like a medallion on it.
Yeah, this one is like 2 3/8 or something along those lines. Nice Rough Rider shield, and I just like the tater skins. It's just a really cool look. This burlap micarta is really neat.
Can you close it when you can?
And the lockback,
easy, clear,
easy. Nice snap to that one.
Let's see.
Girlfriend, look at that one.
Oh, I like the gold at the top, and I like the insignia there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming by, Eagle Scout. I appreciate it.
That's very nice.
Very nice. I've been doing way too much whatnotting and winning auctions that I started unboxing. That's a word.
Yeah.
I've started the unboxing.
Several hour shows now.
And I've been,
but all sorts of interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's been fun. This one, another tortoise shell. And I need to confirm whether these are going to be going out of manufacture or not. If they're going to stop manufacturing these.
Oh,
what are you?
Oh, hello. More mine.
Hey.
That's nice.
Yeah, I love these tortoise shells. This one.
Tortoise shell's nice.
I'm trying to think of.
Nice. The hula baloo, the jigamabob works amazingly.
This is why I did it.
It's got 18 blades in it, which are all perfect.
You're done.
Again, I know nothing.
Oh, this is a cotton sampler.
See, told you.
There we go.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes, exactly. The thingamabob with it.
Created by Eli Whitney.
Yeah, there you go.
See, an Eli Whitney knife. You never thought you'd see one.
Finally have a cotton sampler. This is cool. I always thought these were neat because I just love uniquely shaped blades. Tortoiseshell looks as gorgeous as any other ones that they've had with a tortoiseshell or shield. Awesome knife. That's neat.
That's neat.
I like these cotton samplers just because I love the shape of the blade. It's just really
why
neat.
do they call it a cotton sampler?
Why do they call it a cotton sampler?
Why do they call it a cotton sampler?
Because it's a spoon-like blade. They would cut a piece of cotton and then they can, sample it, see how the quality of the cotton is. They would use the spoon to, judge feel as well as this flat part of the blade here. The funny thing is this was
spoon the part of the blade.
It's a fat spoon-like blade. There's no scoop to it. But the funny thing is this isn't originally what it was purposed for. Original cotton sampler blades looked like any other knife. This type of knife was in production, but then people just started using it for cotton sampling. And then eventually it became known as a cotton sampler. even though cotton samplers originally looked like almost any other
So
knife.
some smart guy who was a cotton sampler had this knife, and he was smart enough to do it,
Yeah.
or she.
More and more started using these knives to sample cotton, and then there you go. So that is really cool. I don't see too many of those in the tortoise shell.
Got so many cool stuff, Luke.
So many. And this last one, okay, this is the last one we've got. We have no more packages hiding, do we?
Wait, I thought we already opened those.
Yes, we already opened this.
Okay.
Nope, this is the last one.
Okay.
This one is a Rough Rider Tough Stag. Now, this
Ooh.
is a trapper knife. Now, these I like. The Tough Stag has some beautiful burnt bone. And again, it's hard to show on the camera, but it's a really smooth, really neat texture. I love the coloring of the bone. And
Nice coloring.
it's just really cool. I love the shield on that. You got the hand quality or hand built R&R shield.
You
This
got
is
the alien detector on it.
Yeah, there you go. This is a trapper. So you've got your California clip blade, you got your spay blade, which I am doing a horrible time taking out. This is, I believe, a full-size trapper. So, I mean, we've seen enough trappers to know what they are here, but just gorgeous work on this bone handle. Really awesome. Definitely going to be doing. Yeah, I'm not doing a live. I generally only do this live unboxing once a week because I actually I do a live video game channel practically every night. And I started an EDC channel and I started putting out videos for that channel. And only started doing these live unboxings because I thought it would be a neat idea when I ordered in a bunch of knives from auctions that I've won on Whatnot. And it was I just thought it would be a neat idea. And then next thing you know, this is like the 4th or 5th live I've done unboxing these auction wins. And I don't know how long they're going to continue because I only have so much money. Yeah. I don't know if I can continue to do these unboxings. Jig Synthetic, I thought these were really. I did not realize these were synthetic. I thought these were real. Either way, they look freaking gorgeous.
Mhm.
I can't complain.
Gorgeous.
But let's close that up. But like I said, yeah, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep these unboxings going. I guess it just depends on how many auctions I happen to win throughout a week. But if I get enough boxes to that I could feasibly do another live, I'll continue to do these. Otherwise, I've been thinking about other lives I can do on the weekend, either maintenance, sharpening, or just chatting about knives in general, with maybe the sporadic opening if I don't have a lot of boxes to open. Either way, I don't know yet. I originally did this with the idea of just doing videos, and I really never intended to do any lives. So this was just a fun thing to do that just sort of stuck on for a little while.
And then he had so many boxes.
Yeah, it's so
An
many boxes.
unboxing video decided to be a good idea.
Yeah, I just thought it would be
was.
fun. I just thought it'd be fun, and it has been. It has been a hoot. Okay, unfortunately,
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. Unfortunately, that is the last unboxing that we have for today. However, I do want to go over something that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Yeah, I know I've opened up a lot of stuff today, and we've acquired a lot of knives, but these were all ordered probably a couple weeks ago that just came in. Like a lot of these boxes came in early Monday and Tuesday. Okay. Unfortunately, since then, and as embarrassing as it is, but I figure I'll go ahead and say it anyway because I think it's a very important lesson to be learned. I was hunting for a very apparently rare knife. And somebody had pointed me in the direction of a special website or of a website store. Okay. And it had been late at night. I was tired. I had just finished streaming my video game stream. And so I just finished my video game stream. I was tired, admittedly a little distracted. And I know I was excited about finding this knife on this website. And without thinking, I just went ahead. It was a good price. It wasn't any different from what I expected the price to be, because it was a Rough Rider. They're not expensive knives. I went ahead and bought it. In my tiredness and distraction and excitedness, I just went through the motions, clicked through, and bought. And then I found out that the website was a scam. And I ended up losing a lot of money. It was not a real website. I was not going to get that knife. I was charged by a different entity for a lot more. I mean, my purchase was supposed to total like $30, and it was easily several times more than that. Excuse me. I contacted PayPal because I put the purchase through PayPal. They started an investigation, and then they sided with the seller, which was a severe disappointment because this was an obvious bait and switch scam. I contacted my bank, and they went ahead and put a stop payment on it. I opened up and appealed the decision by PayPal, so there is now an appeal and secondary investigation going through PayPal. Unfortunately, it's still under investigation, and until then, PayPal considers me owing them quite a bit of money. Okay, so that's the story behind what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. Tomorrow, now I do a lot of these auctions. I buy a lot of stuff. I don't run any auctions. I'm a buyer. I buy to collect, and I don't intend to resell anything. It's never my thought. I collect for the enjoyment of collecting. Unfortunately, because this happened, I'm in a little bit of a money rut, and unexpectedly, I've decided to go ahead and hold my own auction tomorrow, Sunday, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So now what I'm going to be auctioning off it's more of a garage sale. I have some knives going up, but not a lot of these knives that you see here. A lot of these are going to stay in my collection. I do have knives that I have purchased the multiples of, typically on accident, because I can never remember what I bought. A lot of those knives I will be putting up for auction. I have things like lady legs. I have a straight razor. I might have a modern knife or two, possibly. But that's not going to be the majority of what I have. Like I said, it's going to be more of a garage sale. I will be putting up some knives for auction. However, a lot of what I'm going to be selling are going to be kind of all over the place. I used to play guitar a lot. So a lot of the things that I'm going to be putting up for auction are guitar pedals that I've collected over the years. And I have some rather expensive guitar pedals. To give you an example, although this isn't listed on the auction yet, I have guitar pedals like this. This is the DoD Carcosa. It's a fuzz pedal, a modern fuzz pedal, like you hear for a lot of metal songs. This one retailed at the time, retails $149.95. I purchased it for about $100. I will probably put this up for auction for considerably less. And I have a lot of other guitar pedals like that are going up for auction. Some of them rather inexpensive and low starts. Some of them really expensive. I have a $300 guitar pedal that I will be starting at a little under $200. That'll be going up for auction. That can actually be seen on the Whatnot on my profile, if you want to look at it. Other things that I'm going to be selling. Excuse me. I will be selling things that I've created myself. I've been working diligently in making paracord bracelets, and I have a bunch that I've made myself. One size fits some people. Since I can't measure every wrist, I go with an average size wrist, and I've made a bunch of these. I have these, which are plain buckle of different varying colors. I've made more where I have these will probably, like these, I'll probably start at $1 a piece and see where they go from there. These have a emergency whistle, compass, and a ferro rod for starting campfires, and they do work. I've tested that out.
They definitely work.
And
they're really creative and awesome.
The whistle's loud as hell, and the compass, so far as I can tell, works.
And I can read it.
She can read it. And I've got a few made like this. I've got a few made that not only are like this, but in this case, it's a bracelet, and I've made a matching. In this case, I'm considering this like a lanyard or zipper pull, where you can attach this to a zipper. You can attach this to a zipper on a backpack, your jacket, and make it easier to pull the zipper. So this is actually a matching set. This one is also a matching lanyard and bracelet set, except this is made with a plain buckle and is black with glow-in-the-dark paracord. And again, just various different types, some of them in sets, some of them not in sets, but these will be going up for auction. I'll be making more of these as the night goes on tonight for tomorrow, so there'll be plenty of those. I also plan on doing maybe a few giveaways. Not quite sure what is going to be given away, but be sure that there probably will be a few giveaways. I probably won't do a buyer's giveaway, because a buyer's giveaway tends to be something that's a lot higher priced, like a big giveaway, and I don't really have anything that I think I can offer for a big giveaway, because I'll be honest, I'm looking to try to make some money in order to cover what I lost from the scam, and also to cover what's costing me to even run this auction. To give you ideas of other things that are going to go up, I have some sweaters that are brand new that we've actually acquired. Yes, some sweatshirts,
some small size,
some sweatshirts, other odds and ends. We even have I have toddler shoes that we.
Oh, or awesome! I think they're won. Jordan ones.
Yeah, they're like Jordan shoes, except
high
for
tops.
Yeah, they're high top for toddlers. And I even have some fashion slip-ons, size 6.5 for women's, that are unbelievably expensive if you were to buy them at the store.
Soft.
Yeah, and soft.
You like slide.
But they're unbelievably expensive, and I'll be putting those for auction for extremely cheap. And also, One Star, where's the stuffed guy?
Oh yeah, show him. He's somewhere.
Makes a really good present. I'll be putting this up for auction as well. I put him in the bag. Careful.
Trying not to.
This was brand new. We were intending to return this, and we were intending to return this, and we put it in the closet, and we completely forgot about it. And unfortunately, it's past the time that we can return it. But it is a bunny. It's not a squishmallow, but it's close to a squishmallow.
It's very squishy and
it's
nice.
Very squishy. And it's got these there's some plastic inserts to keep the ears like rigid. But very squishy, lovable rabbit. And this is brand new, not been slept on or anything like that. Still fluffy as all get out. Like I said, we were planning on returning it. We just didn't and forgot about it.
Still great condition.
Yeah.
Perfect condition.
No, it's brand new. We forgot about it, and then we can no longer return it because it's past the time. So that'll be going. Oh, you're 6.5. These are expensive. These are like fashion slip-ons, and they're soft and squishy.
Oh, they're, if you like, and they're light brown.
Yeah, they're light. They're like a camel or light brown.
Yeah.
And if you were to look at them at the store, I think they range from anywhere from $88 to over $100. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be putting them up for auction at that price. They're going to be considerably lower, but that's another thing that's going up. So yeah, it's kind of like a garage sale of sorts. So there's going to be
you never know what's going to be there.
There's going to be a little bit of everything. I'm even going to go ahead and sell as soon as I can find it. Oh, I can't find it. It's probably because I put it away. I have a PS5 controller that has stick drift. I will sell for parts that will start at $1. If you've got a PS5 controller that needs to be fixed and you want parts for it, that might be something you want. But yeah, it's going to be a hodgepodge of stuff, some knives, some
you know what else we have? You know what else we have?
What else do we have?
We have EDC.
Do we have little children?
We have EDC. Not
no.
that I know of.
Not that we know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware of. We have EDC Squirrel
I got
stickers.
I even made EDC Squirrel stickers that I made.
Take the rubber band off.
Yeah, because I didn't have time to get them professionally done, so I made these myself.
And we have handmade postcards with them and artwork postcards as well.
That
random stuff.
Yeah, she's an artist. She did some watercolor postcards and stuff. And so we're going to be tossing those maybe as just free giveaways or bundles for cheap dollar starts. I know these weren't professionally made, but there's no way I could have gotten the professionally made. Cool. Yeah, I couldn't get the professionally made stickers done in time.
Yeah.
So
they're nice.
I made them myself, and there's a bundle of these I'll be giving away or including or whatever. And yeah, it's going to be a hodgepodge of stuff. So if you want to see what's up, it's going to be on Whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and actually, let me go ahead and do that now because I'm going to forget otherwise. Give me a sec, because I didn't think ahead of time to do this, and I should have done it earlier. Give me a second. Let me see here. I'm sorry. I didn't think about doing this, and I should have planned on doing this ahead of time. But I'm going to go ahead and put the link to Whatnot to my show for tomorrow at 2 p.m. as soon as I can figure out where the hell I put it.
His very first show. So any support, you can come even if you just come by and chat and give those yellow heart emojis. Those
even if you were just come by and chat, that's awesome. What I'm doing,
come by and chat.
Is hold on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the description below. How am I going to do this? Where's my page? There we go. I'm going to put a link for Whatnot, and all you got to do is look for me, EDC Squirrel, all one word. And then you can look up my show, and then you can bookmark it. Obviously, if you don't have a Whatnot, you're going to have to join Whatnot. And I think they do require like a payment thing.
Yeah, you've got to access
because it's an auction website, or it's an auction app. And there we go. Okay, should be in the description. The description should be added now. And it's at the very bottom of the description. But you join through there. Look my name up again, EDC Squirrel, and you can view my show. Now, again, I never intended to be a seller. This, as far as I know, is going to be a one-time thing. I'm hoping to be able to recoup some lost funds and make enough to be able to go, we did it, thanks for helping out, and then that's it. I don't really intend to be a constant seller on this app, unless it goes surprisingly well. I just don't have the volume. I don't have the stuff. Like I said, I'm holding this like a garage sale. I'm scrounging up stuff that I know that I've kept in my collections and things like that I believe would sell. I've been making the paracord bracelets and lanyards, and
it's kind of thrown as a surprise. So he's done amazingly well.
It's been kind of a surprise to do this, and I was also kind of accidentally roped into doing it really soon.
Yeah.
So that's why there's such little notice on this one. But
we're going to have an amazing show.
But tomorrow,
or a train wreck.
Tomorrow,
but an amazing show.
Tomorrow, Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is when the show starts. And even if, like I said, even if you can't buy anything, it'd be cool. Show up, hang out, chat, have fun, and hopefully I can sell some stuff. And if you are buying something, hopefully you can walk away with something pretty cool. So, again, that's it for the unboxing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys had fun watching. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that way anytime I hold another show or I drop a new video, you get the notification. And, well, like I said, you'll be notified as soon as that thing drops. So thanks again for being here. You guys in chat, super awesome. I really appreciate all the support. Anything you want to add?
Thank you. Thank you to Luke. Thank you to everybody for watching. And thanks to everybody who added to Luke's stuff and everybody else.
Yep. Thank you for...
I can't remember any, but it's been a blur.
Thank you, everybody that took all my money in terms of, you know, the auctions for selling me your stuff. No thank you to the guy that took my money from scamming me. Don't bump into me in a dark alley. But that's pretty much it. So thanks again. Like I said, you guys in chat, awesome as always. Hope to see you again in the next video. I'm going to close this with my video game stuff because I still haven't gotten a knife opening and closing. So I don't want to hear about it, Morgan. Yes, I understand that this is my video game stuff. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, bye, Morgan. Thank you.
See you again next time. Bye-bye.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.